Everybody, welcome back to the next hour. I say hour two of the Quantum Show. Got Joe and Frank, and more coming in. Welcome aboard, guys.
Thank you for the invite, Nathan. I appreciate it greatly. In fact, I've got a mouthful of stuff to say tonight.
Excellent. Because
I'm sorry about that.
I'm pretty much out of material. No, I'm not. I'm not out of material. I'm never
No,
out of material.
it's the same material, but from a different perspective.
Okay. And welcome to the chat room. R. Keith, he says he's in the office right now, so I sent you a link, R. Keith. If you're coming on, come on down. Hi, R. Keith. Intergalactic Overhaul has been here, and I saw him come in when I walked away to get coffee. And yeah, so welcome back to the show. Frank, I don't know if your microphone is turned on your end. I got nothing from you. Your
Calling
mic is
Frank.
right. Yeah. You may have to go out and come back in. But yeah, R. Keith, I sent you a link in Facebook message or email. I emailed you a link to Intervoice Enterprises at Yahoo. Hope you got there. Hope you got that from me now and in email.
Oop.
Okay. No, Frank is out. Alrighty then. Yeah, last hour, people will come in. People will get here. Um, and Lynn is here. Let's see. Lynn says device is not connected. She's coming online. I'll go ahead and add her. It might be. Hey, Lynn.
Hi, how are you?
Pretty good. Here comes our Keith.
Hi, Keith.
Hey, Lynn, how are you?
I'm
Oh,
great.
I'm going to edit your mic. Hold up.
Hubby.
Okay, Keith, give me a mic check. Go ahead and say something.
Ouch.
A little bit too high. It jumped up there. Go ahead, try again.
Okay, try that one.
Perfect. Let me actually get you up a little bit. So there, perfect. All right. I will be keeping a look on the microphone settings for everybody because it seems to be the main thing. Omanow. Okay. No, Omanow is saying, did I miss the Antarctica discussion? Nope. You're just in time. I wasn't going to totally go there, but sure, we can. I've got other things to talk about. All kinds of stuff to talk about. And the whole crew is here. Okay? The whole crew is here. These people here, Raven's on her way. She's part of the crew too.
Some of
But
us
you
are
did not.
voted for Bear, too.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, R.
That's a
Keith, thank you
loaded
for
statement.
yeah, thank you for coming by, R. Keith. I love it when you come in. We have great talks all the time, every time.
Not a problem. Glad to be invited.
And hey, Dorothy Hawkins in the chat. How you doing? Thanks for coming by the Quantum Show. And yeah, I was talking about. I went back over me getting in touch with a Mantis person, and I talked about it in a short, but then I talked about it a little bit more as I remembered stuff. And it's hard to relay those things because I'm in a totally different mindset when it happens. And that's it. It's you're in a totally different mindset. Like you don't know you had to be there type of thing. Because I am not half asleep right now, so I cannot relay being half asleep very well. And that's what happened when I got in touch with this person. And our Keith, some of the stuff that I was asking in your chat a few days ago was they see things very differently because he was sending me visuals that didn't make any sense. So I just kind of ignored them because I couldn't make sense of them. And it appeared that he was sending me things that he saw the way he saw them, and it didn't make any sense to me the way I see things, physically
Well,
see.
that would make sense.
I mean, it didn't make sense, and there were some words, but there were also concepts of words, like so what he translated. Okay, the translation that I came up with is, so why did you call me? Like he was asking me, but it wasn't all words. Why was like curiosity, and I felt that. Did you, and it's like, you, meaning me, call, contact, reach out to me. Some of it was
Right.
words, but it was also conceptual. You know what I mean?
Well, from my standpoint, what you're talking about makes total sense. Because you got to remember, these guys, first of all, their optic nerve is not anything like what humans work with,
Hmm.
which means everything they see is going to be screwy.
Right. The visual I got of the person, he has multifaceted eyes. I cannot identify with that. I have one facet each, not multifaceted. And
Well, yeah, and that would be the whole problem, because they're taking in multiple pictures. The closest thing you're going to see is take a look at a bee's eye. Okay,
right.
they are basically looking through a kaleidoscope, but like with humans, the picture comes in and flips upside down in the brain. In their case, it comes in 100 to 150 images overlaid.
Hmm.
Have you ever
Right.
written on onion skin?
Yes.
Okay. You know how when you draw on onion skin, you can see through it to the next picture?
Yes.
That's how they see.
Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense to me. And but that image didn't make sense to me. So it was like as if I filtered it out. But yeah, the mantis contact has been the highlight of my week. Tell you what, and it happened hours after last week's show. And I didn't mean for it to. I just couldn't sleep. I ate something that didn't let me sleep, and I was like, well, I've been thinking about this a long time. If I have a preconceived notion about the Greys, and it seems I do, then who do I not have any kind of preconceived notion about that I know exist? Mantis people. The only reports are yours and people who saw them, and they just said they were big, tall mantis beings, but they just saw them. They didn't do anything.
Well, you also have to remember the Greys are not just one group. It's
Right.
a caste society, just like India used to be.
Right. And see, I know pop culture Greys. I don't know actual. So pop culture says they're gonna abduct you, they're gonna experiment on you, they're gonna probe you, they're gonna do all this mean, nasty stuff, and that's the idea I have about them. So maybe that was muddying the communication between here and there, and maybe I would say this is what I want, and that's not what I want.
Right. Well, plus you want to filter out the ones you don't want because, as I said, it's a caste system. You've got the worker ones, which are they're more intelligent than we are, but in comparison to the upper classes, they upper cases, they just they're light years different.
Yeah, I get you. In concept, I don't understand it because I haven't seen it firsthand, but I understand it in concept. So I went with mantis people because I don't have any preconceived notions of them other than what I've heard from people who were scared that saw them and yours, Keith, where you said most of them are pretty friendly, they're peaceful. And I remember at one show you said everybody's got their jerks, but that's true. Everybody's got their
I
jerks.
mean,
That's true.
I mean, the funny thing is with the Zeta Reticulans, you got to remember there are at least 15 different configurations that I'm aware of. When you take into consideration minor skeletal oddities and color and skin color or carapace color in there, as far as that goes.
Okay, I have a question for you then. The person I was talking to did manage to send me a mental image, like a mental self image, right?
Okay,
And it wasn't like the bugs, green, bright green. It wasn't that. It was mostly brown,
that would make sense.
very heavily textured shells, exoskeleton, and there was mostly brown. There was some green in there, but it was like a dark green, and it had another third color, like an orange or pink, but I couldn't tell.
Yeah, I was thinking closer to an orangish yellow and ochre color.
Yeah, but see, I couldn't tell because it was as if I was going through a bad filter. The image was coming to me not clearly, dirty. Came from like,
Right.
yeah, I couldn't get a really super clear picture because, well, I'm not equipped to talk to their radio, so to speak. My radio is not 100% compatible with their radio, but I could get some of it, but not all of it.
And that would
Oh,
make
sorry.
total sense. I'd be more concerned if you got it all.
Yeah, I don't think my little monkey brain could handle it.
What about your reptilian one?
Well, we pick up certain color frequencies, although there's many more. We pick up certain sound frequencies, although there's many more. So it makes sense
Yeah.
that we wouldn't get all the mind frequencies either.
Oh, yeah. And imagine if we could smell what a dog smells. We would never stop smelling things. This is just, let's stay on the planet for a little while. We get all the comparisons we need right here.
I mean, like
Dogs can
rosemary.
smell. What?
Like rosemary.
Yeah, we
The
smell it.
dogs
Oh,
love
Dogs-
rosemary. But
They
you
smell
put
it
mint with it,
way
they
different.
don't like that as well.
Yeah, they smell. Their sense of smell is so much higher than ours, and mine's pretty good. But I could not imagine having the sense of smell of a dog. That's just the sense of smell of one animal on Earth. Let's talk about eagle eye vision. I don't think I would want to see a quarter mile away in a field something this big, right? I don't think I would want to see that. That would be
No,
too
it'd
much
be a little bit
information.
concerning.
Yeah, like, huh. But you know what? I honestly can't identify with it because when I was a kid, I astral projected out of my body when I had a fever up into the corner of the room where there had been a plant hanging on a nail. The nail was still there. And I remember the nail being right here, and I was inspecting every bit of it. But then I, bam, snapped back into my body, and I felt like I had something hit the top of my head.
Oh,
But
you
I
know,
could, I drew that nail.
our
When I,
our
Go ahead.
perceptions of things get exceptionally high when we're ill, when we're excited. Uh,
Oh, absolutely they do.
there's all sorts of situations a human being can find themselves in where they are hyper aware. Hypervigilance is a form of this. Although, hypervigilance usually comes with PTSD. But
Yeah,
you
that's
do.
really-
You know everything that's going on in a room, right down to somebody picking up a fork. So,
Yep.
it makes sense that once you key into certain parts of your brain, that we can see all of it. We're actually built to see all of it. So it makes sense to me that you
Well,
you keyed into some of that, particularly in a half a dream state. You managed to climb onto this one's uh, mind frequency, or he into yours, and communicate. The fact that you could communicate at all in just concepts is amazing.
yeah.
Nathan, do you
Nathan,
remember?
Go ahead, Keith.
I just sent you a couple of pictures you might
So,
want to look at. I just sent them through email.
okay, I'll jump on that right now.
Nathan, do you remember the?
Joe, go ahead.
Do you remember the concept of repeaters?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's used in ham radio. But you know, you send a signal from one radio, and they both, all three of them, be on proper frequency. But you send a signal from one radio to another, and in between all that space, there can be other signals trying to mix in with it. And it hits the
Very,
repeater,
very accurate
and
way of putting it.
it hits the repeater, and again, it comes off that repeater. It gets other signals mixed with it, so by the time you get it, it may be intelligible, but it may not be exactly uh, what was transmitted
Right.
in the first out of the first repeater.
I had not thought of there being a repeater between him and I. That could be. That's interesting. Okay, got your
be a
pictures.
cross current. Remember with the original cordless phones, you'd be trying to talk on the phone and somebody would cut into your call.
Mm-hmm.
Same problem.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, something else I remember saying to the guy. I remember getting a message, something like, I got worried that he was communicating with me. And I told him, you don't have to worry about me talking to me. I just have a YouTube show. I'm not going to get you in trouble or something like that. You're not going to get in trouble for talking to me because I can't do anything. So it's cool. It's great to meet you. And it was just chit chat. Shadow is coming in.
Hey, what's happening, guys?
Hey, there he is.
Hey, Shadow, how are you?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Nathan,
Busy as hell this week. Been a busy week.
Let me check your mic.
No, that feeling.
Nathan, with the whole concept of
You're
a
good.
holographic universe gaining popularity in science, there's not sufficient evidence to support the theory, but the holographic universe theory may have significant implications in our understanding of our own consciousness. Some researchers are suggesting that the universe may be vast and interconnected web of consciousness. So your talk with this other being may be just going through that web, and that our individual consciousness are merely a fragment of this whole web. And as above, so below. Remember, this theory.
I do.
This theory has been explored in depth in the book "The Holographic Universe" by Michael Talbot.
I will have to. That's a book I'm going to want to get. These books are hard to get through for me sometimes, but I want it.
Yeah, you might try a university.
R. Keith.
I didn't do it.
Okay. The thing about the holographic...
That was classic, dude. That was freaking classic.
The thing about the holographic universe, I've heard you say it's not a hologram. They're not outside of a hologram looking in, meaning off-worlders. But I posit this. They are in the same hologram we're in. So
Right.
they have as much information as we do about it.
Well,
That's
here's
my
what-
little
And
supposition right there.
my
yeah,
caution on that is if you go down that rabbit hole, you've got nothing to work with in the way of any sort of quantifiable discussion.
I disagree,
Yeah,
because
I know.
another
It's
area of the universal theory may implicate our understanding of extraterrestrial life. If the universe is a vast, interconnected web of energy and information, it is possible that other intelligent life forms may exist and may communicate with us through the web. Some researchers have suggested that these beings are able to travel great distances just simply using the web.
Oh, and I will absolutely back that up, or back it up, corroborate it, agree with it, call it what you will. However, there's a difference between, in my opinion anyway, there's a difference between being interconnected and all on the same web, if you will, as compared to being inside a hologram. Now, I will posit this to you. Other races will see corporeal form as a hologram. It's not one, but their eyesight doesn't work the same way that humans do, and vice versa.
Well, and I think we can manifest
yes.
these
I
these beings and attract them. In fact, the law of attraction suggests that we can attract positive or negative beings into our lives through our thoughts and beliefs. By focusing our thoughts and intentions as a positive outcome, we can manifest not only a better world for us, but a better interconnection with the universe.
Which begs the question why so many people are intent on looking at the negative. You
I
know?
have no idea. Why have people created a thought being called Satan? You know, there was no reason to have him, but
Actually, there was.
people created him and now live with him. You said there was. Go ahead.
We did. That's going down a rabbit hole that can get real dark real fast. But and I'm going to call it the reality of Satan, is that you had to have something because people have been taught to be violent and to be vicious and to be self-serving. They needed something that would point them in a different direction. Now you got to remember the one redeeming quality, the primary redeeming quality of Satan, is that she never breaks a contract. Absolutely, she'll twist the daylights out of it to make it work in her favor, but she won't break it.
Well, I still think that our manifesting, which is not solely a magical solution, okay? It requires constant effort and actions to bring our goals and dreams into reality. It's important to remember that our thoughts and intentions alone may not be able to create a significant change in the world, but together we can produce such a change and take practical steps to address the issues facing
And that
us.
would be
Not
the
only-
that would be the functional point.
Yeah, with facing, let me see, we could take practical steps to address the issues facing our society, our interconnection with the universe and other beings in the universe, and on our planet, and maybe even our own AI eventually.
AI is a bad idea.
CES.
I think that's CE5.
CE5. Sorry, that was not very clear. CE5. CE5, that is the collective consciousness manifestation that Stephen Greer talks about,
Oh, I see.
which is an older concept than Stephen Greer He didn't come up with it. It's an
No.
old. It's what in Harry Potter they call that's old magic, Harry.
Yeah, well, remember, as a so
Group
as above, so
consciousness.
below. You're right. So we may manifest within our own
And
circles.
Like,
Well, it
yeah,
even
we sure
says,
did. I remember.
sorry, it even says in the
Go ahead.
Bible that if two or more gather, well, in his name, that is how it goes. But if two or more gather and try to manifest a situation that they find positive, that they want to see happen, the universe takes notice. And of course, the universe, God, Goddess, however you prefer to call him. But when more than one person starts to manifest, and this can go either way. It can go in the way of a bad thought process, like everybody being scared to death of war, or it can go in a good process, like everybody being on board for the cure of cancer or COVID or what have you. So it can go either way. And the worst of it is, if 50% of us say no and 50% of us say yes, things don't change at all. you know,
Yeah,
Yet I think one
there's a
person can
balance.
make it. I think one person pushing that balance over is all it takes. And I've seen that happen.
Agreed.
We do it. We do it every time we go through the electoral process.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's funny you mentioned that, Lynn, because just last week on Keith's show, was it YJ? Was asking about that quote from the Bible, and I believe our Keith made a 50 spot on that. Did you not?
Well, I haven't made the money on it, but yes.
When two or more are gathered in his name.
Right.
Yeah, when two or more are gathered
Oh.
in my name, there am I.
And that
Which
and
is
that
why
goes
the
back
church
to
is not the church as a building is not a requirement.
Yeah, that's funny. That's an issue of contention between me and my son on a regular basis. He's a Catholic and I'm a Baptist, and yeah, which is funny. I'm a
By the way-
Protestant and he's a Catholic, and I'm the father. So,
Are you by any chance Irish?
yes, I am. I am Irish. I am actually, and he's part Hispanic, and so yeah, it makes for some interesting discussions between me and the little guy. And hi Diane, hi Intergalactic. Sorry I wasn't on camera. I was getting ready for the show, doing some stuff. But thanks for having me on again, guys. It's I've been looking forward to this show all week. I just finished doing a bunch of gamer talk for the last. I had a busy week, and it's time to get weird, as it were.
Yeah.
Wait,
Hey,
spell it
Shadow,
correctly.
that guy that you
Why
had
not?
on, I don't remember his name.
Brian.
Brian, the one that I was talking about, Antarctica,
Yes.
his historical gaming. I would like for him to come on to the weird side of things, maybe once. See what
Yeah,
happens.
He's a really nice guy. I just did a one-on-one with him. Brian from Weird World War II. If you guys are into World War II gaming and weird aspects of it, Nazis and zombies and aliens and all that sort of stuff, that's his gig. And I just met him recently.
Antarctica.
And yeah. And he's actually helping me work on an Antarctica game, where the characters are gonna, go there and explore it. My version, anyways, of that. The game is tentatively called Nazi Dinosaur Cults of Antarctica, and we're gonna have some fun with that later on in the year. Because Antarctica is one of my go-to topics. I love talking about it. Love listening to videos and reading about it. It just there's so much weirdness. Hey Grim, hey Justin, long time no see. Grim and Justin were both in my show just a half hour ago. What are they? Cool app Intergalactic. Okay, and let me put this up so I can read it better. The building might not be a necessity, but it does help build community, culture, and inspire faith if done properly. If not, just denigration. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that there, Justin.
Yeah, my son doesn't, but he's young and doesn't know some of the stuff that we know when it comes to some of the horrible things that have been done in the name of religion, and he'll get there. I don't need to push him into that. I don't want to mess with his his comfort zone right now. He's a good kid, and he doesn't need to know the stuff that we know, and he definitely doesn't need to know the stuff that I know. But yeah.
Yeah, no, there is a reason for some things to be kept quiet. By the way, I left this message for you before. 1966, Teachings of Buddha.
For me?
Yeah, if you want it.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll work something out later behind the scenes.
Wow, cool.
Absolutely.
I may want to get the Crib Notes version of that.
Shadow, have you ever read any of Robert Skinham's books?
No, I've never even heard of him, but I'm going to write him down with my list of notes. I had a hell of a list of notes this week. So, okay.
Robert Skinham, Skinmin. I used to do his book fulfillment.
So, sorry, can you spell that last name again?
How much of the bookstore he took over there, Nathan?
Uh-huh.
Joe, can you spell that last name again?
Hey.
Skinmin. Okay, that's what I thought, but I wanted to make
It's in the chat.
Cool beans.
I put it in the chat.
Now,
yeah. I
that
did
might be something you want to look at for your gaming, okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
He wrote alternate histories.
I did some visuals for him, and I remember a certain situation where I had to get some data to India, and I helped you solve the problem of transporting that data by using FTP. And
we couldn't
sometimes
get that to go anywhere.
Sometimes it takes a networker.
Yeah.
Hey, Intergalactic.
Along different lines.
Hey, Intergalactic. My channel is called Shadow and Sun. It's mostly a D&D gaming type channel. If you're interested in getting into an online game, go over to my channel. You don't have to sub. It'd be nice if you did. But just send me a message in one of the comments, and we can start a conversation, because I do help people out with playing some D&D and other games like that online, because all of us are all over the country, and sometimes even in other countries, and there's some really easy ways we can hook up and hang out and have a laugh. Hey Graham, hope your friend's doing better. We've sent some positive vibes out earlier. There's right now there's a lot of our friends that are not doing so well, and we've had to put them in our prayers, so to speak, and it's just weird. I just started meeting all these wonderful people, and now they're practically falling off the earth, like less than a year later. So none of you guys get sick. You hear me?
Okay.
None of you.
I tell you what.
Well,
Sorry, you're too late.
On Robert Skinham, you can look him up on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Rest assured, the dying thing is actually overrated. It's relatively easy to do. But it is entertainingly confusing for the doctors.
Yeah,
Well,
what is
anyway.
this week's topic?
Well, the best way to promote positivity
Well-
and reduce negativity within our quantum universe is to cultivate compassion, empathy, and mindfulness. By focusing our thoughts and intentions on positive outcomes, I think we will have influence on the energy around us and the information
Hey,
around us,
Raven.
and kind of wake up the universe in a positive way. However,
How are we?
it is important to approach these concepts with an open mind and a heavy dose of skepticism, and continue to
That's it.
explore the question of the mysteries of our universe.
I was gonna. Oh.
There we are. Hi, Raven.
Welcome to the show.
Hey, Raven.
Hi, everyone. How you doing? I
Hi.
wasn't.
Depends
I
on who
have
you
a
ask.
raccoon. I have a raccoon coming into my. Trying to get in the door here. And
Well,
he's
open the
going
door
to
and
latch
tell
this,
him to
so I'll
grab a
be
coffee.
back. Okay?
Yeah.
This. He didn't destroy yet. They stole my little shop vac last week. They took it. Gone. They left the hose on the deck and they took the whole canister. They're crazy.
I don't know. They had a place they needed to clean
How
out.
do I?
How they're going to get it plugged in is anybody's guess, though.
I bet they took it to the pawn shop.
They steal stuff
Yeah,
all the time. Crazy.
An Earth battery.
Oh yeah, they probably did. Huh?
Did you see them take it?
What'd you say?
Did you see them
Yeah.
take it?
I heard this commotion there. Well, I didn't think they would take it away. I heard this commotion on the deck, and so I ran back and got my phone because it's so funny. And I filmed about 2 minutes of it as they dragged it off the deck down about 5 steps into the yard. And so there it was. It was, and I thought I'll just get it in the morning. But I didn't think that during the night they would literally take the whole thing and run off with it because the thing's bigger than they are. But they somehow it's vanished. I looked everywhere. I looked all through the woods. I looked
Why
all
didn't
over the
you
house.
why didn't you
Neighbor's house.
tie the cord
Gone.
up to something?
I didn't think I
you tie
needed
the
to.
cord
I
up
didn't think it would
something?
leave with it. I thought, okay, they
Well.
made a mess. They take stuff. But,
Hey, if humans can build the pyramids,
They run off with it.
raccoons can clean the garage with a shop vac.
They make
You know
enough
what's going to be
messes.
funny though, Raven? You know what's going to be funnier is when they bring it back wanting you to empty it.
Either that or they
This
put it
thing
back
doesn't
in the
work
back of the
anymore.
hole.
I don't want to discuss
exactly.
vacuums. No
So
way.
what I was thinking,
Why don't you want to discuss vacuums?
Because the little critters keep on following me.
Gee, in here, I thought you were going to complain about your car, but
No. Vacuums. Vacuum sweepers everywhere.
well, no. The point
But
being,
you were
we had,
asked.
what, there was like 15 or 20 of the darn things.
You were
Just
asked
don't
if you were
remember.
sure that's what you wanted.
You got to remember, Lynn.
Be careful what you wish for.
The vacuum is an upgrade from the broom.
Vacuuming's an upgrade from what?
From the broom.
Yeah,
Only
but
if it's
I'll
battery
tell you what,
powered.
that hurts like hell when you come to the end of the
Extension
cord.
cord. Yeah. You need the battery power.
See, years ago, I had an electric
Yeah.
car. It had
So
about a
here.
75-foot rim.
and here's that. Now we get to
What?
where's the other map?
Raven, are you having technical issues?
Yeah.
Okay, because you have no
well,
visual.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I know. I turned it off because I was getting ready to get up and go secure the door, and the thing I was going to secure the door with, I can't find. I didn't realize the mic was still on. Sorry.
They may have taken it too.
Or some-
Well, I had last week. Millard came home with 2 of the darn things, and I told him if he got that started again, I'm
Again?
going to brain him. So
Oh, you know what? Here's something you can do. I make droids. You can take apart all those pieces and parts, You can make a killer droid. You can make an HK unit full size. If you got so many parts, every smooth, large part could be an arm or leg.
Hey, we could use a
Build a
Raspberry Pi.
robot.
Hey, we could use a Raspberry Pi Pico and put it in there and give it movement and speech.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
You know, I
Oh.
haven't had a black truck parked out in front of my house for some time. That should attract
You
them.
starting to miss them? You starting to miss them, Lynn?
No,
No,
I
it's
think
still
we
pretty
got
good.
a house and
Right.
home from pizza.
Yeah. Oh, it is come to the part of that show where obligatory like and subscribe. If you're watching your Quantum, you are here for a reason. And I would like to formally invite all the Mantis people to like and subscribe, take part in the chat through at least me. And if anybody wants to come on, Mantis people, your time is now, as far as my little stupid show is concerned. And don't worry, nobody's really watching. I've got 8 whole people right at the moment.
Hey,
And,
Justin and Graham and
probably
Destin
only
Steve,
one of them is CIA.
Intergalactic.
Wait a minute. If you've got 8 whole people, how
Yeah,
many
we got
Diane?
some
people
great
do you have?
people, and I bet only
There's all
maybe
kinds of great
one
people here. What are
FBI
you
or
talking
CIA.
about, Nathan? Got a lot of great people in tonight.
Yeah.
I'm just running.
I'm looking at the chat, and there's all kinds of great. Yeah, all the greatest people are here.
The
But you know
ones
who's
that
not
supposed
here?
to be
But
here are here.
I give them a pass. Yeah, Amy and Rich.
The
I
ones-
give them a pass.
the ones
Dude.
that are
Well,
supposed to
Nathan,
be
I'm
here
sorry
are
for
here.
taking over so much of on that earlier, but I had heard you on the first hour, and I
Oh,
just
it's
had to
fine.
say that. You know,
Nathan, you forgot
That's
somebody.
totally okay. Yeah, your input is very valued.
How do you forget James?
Oh,
Did
I'm
you
not
forget
forgetting
James?
James. I was thinking about James a few minutes ago. Where is he? Have you talked to him?
Yeah, I talked to him a little while ago. He's, still a little under the weather, but he's doing better. Like I said earlier, we've got a lot of good friends out there
Okay.
that, and they're not all, a bunch of long-haired, gray-haired geezers like myself. There are, some youngsters out there, friends of ours that could really use some positive vibes and some encouragement. They're going to make it through this. They just, don't let that despair get to you. Don't let that pain get to you. You've always got friends. They may not be in the same country as you, but they're out there, or the same
Yeah, but
state, or even the same planet. You Mantis folk out there. If you got something that ails you, come on in and we'll cheer you on.
Well, let's face it, the world has gotten, and when I talk about the world, I'm talking about an awful pile of worlds, has gotten a lot smaller lately.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Okay, speaking of a small world, where are we all located? I'm in Tennessee in the United States. Shadow?
California.
Shadow?
I'm just outside of Fort
California.
Bliss, Texas.
Joe?
I'm just outside of
There
Fort
you go.
Bliss, Texas.
Raven? Raven.
It's a raven.
Raven.
After all.
Oh, I'm in Illinois. Fairview.
She's
Illinois.
Here.
R. Keith.
Kelowna, BC, Canada.
Yep.
And I'm
Lynn.
in Las Cruces, New Mexico.
We are managing to stay on this same continent so far.
It would seem.
For now.
By-
Usually we have
by
2 other
accident.
continents.
You know,
Yeah, I thought we used
Yeah.
that for Australia in here.
For now.
Yeah, James. That's who I was talking about.
Yeah, James is
And
Australian.
Justin, I'm
continent.
pretty sure Justin's also in Canada. Grim is in Virginia, and I'm not sure about the other folks in the chat.
I got you. Intergalactic Overhaul is in Hanover,
Majestic.
Pennsylvania.
Majestic's in
Diane
Wyoming.
is in Forks, Washington. Destic is in Wyoming. And Grim is, like you said, Virginia. So,
Justin's
still the
up
same
in Toronto
continent.
here.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Justin in Toronto.
All the coolest stuff happens in Kelowna.
No, it's actually pretty warm. We're ready to cut lawns.
Yeah, and shoot new Stargate. That's what I'm looking forward to from Kelowna.
What,
They
they're doing
named
a
a whole
video here on
planet
movie
after
here?
that.
Oh,
Yeah, Amazon is trying to make new Stargate, and everything happens in Kelowna,
well,
Cool.
yes, there's another reason.
in that
not
part
to
of
leave my
Canada.
house.
Now you
There's
know
another
why
reason
you're
to stay
there.
home.
You should be a guest star. You're the only one who actually knows about this stuff that they talk about. But anyway, getting back on, okay, everybody, we are 45 minutes in. All right, to let everybody know, I had a small accident earlier, a domestic accident. I fell in the tub, landed on my side, and bruised 2 ribs. And it hurts bad, right?
Nicely
So
done.
if you see me clinch or reach like this, that's what I'm doing. I'm like, but I'm still, this happened Tuesday, and I'm more than 2 weeks healed with no explanation other than I did it. I called everybody who wanted.
It's that quantum healing.
Why are you laughing? Yeah.
That quantum
I mean-
healing, Frank and you and me and Lynn Ann.
Oh yeah. I have.
Yeah,
help during
I told myself. Yeah, I told myself, if R. Keith can get over a stroke and a heart attack in a day and a half, I got this.
Yeah.
So,
I got over it. The
I'm
stroke didn't
doing
take
it.
a day and a half. It took me to. Oh, wait a minute. It did take me a day and a half. I was out of the hospital in 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
The heart attack
Yeah,
was.
if they
but-
don't let you
and-
out of the
and here
hospital,
you
you're
are.
doing well.
No, a lot of that the quantum healing, like we were saying, is what are you showing there, Joe?
A nice dragon. Reading is fundamental.
Nice.
Oh, nice. You draw that or
Anyway.
you just found that one?
That one was a school advertisement for reading.
Nice. Yeah, read or I'll eat you.
Well, you know,
Promises.
yeah, this quantum healing business, a lot of that, again, mindset. Decide that you haven't got time for this nonsense and need to get over it quick. That's a lot of it.
Well, that's how I healed my
Yeah.
broken arm.
Yeah.
I told the doctor I couldn't afford to be broken for 4 to 6 months.
Well,
He told me that doesn't work that way. So 10 days later, he told me I'd healed it, and he wanted to know how.
yeah. I'll bet.
Yeah.
Spy just looks at me.
It
and
was
shakes his head. So he's
I've tried to talk to my doctor about this stuff.
You don't.
no,
You just tell him and walk out.
she's not having it.
yeah no
Yeah, they,
Yeah.
they,
they don't. You have to show them, and it even when you show them, they have an awful time with that. They really do. It's just,
I actually, on one of my appointments, I went in and I was all set to talk to her about spirit guides. And here comes Xena, says, don't tell her about me. And I'm like, why not? And I just got the stern, don't tell her about me. And I'm like, okay.
because you'd probably be getting a new prescription, and that prescription would include a wraparound jacket.
yeah.
Yeah,
you
there's
have
all
to
the
be
other-
So
very-
I did not tell her.
It can join the rest
I
of
did
the
not tell her
drugs
about
on the
her.
shelf.
It's funny. We had gone to the hospital. It's been some time ago, and one of the questions was, do you hear voices?
If I don't hear voices, I'm in
Well,
trouble.
I'm pagan. What does that mean? Well, I'm pagan. I talk to my gods all the time and they answer. You know, do they
That's
ever
like
tell
me
you
here.
anything bad? No, they usually tell me don't do it. You know?
See, I had a slightly different response when I got asked.
Uh-huh.
They asked if I hear voices. I looked at them and I says, now how am I supposed to answer that? And the guy looks at me and goes, what do you mean? I says, you just asked me a question. If I don't hear voices, how am I going to answer you?
Yeah, there you go.
He was not happy with me.
Yeah, it's amazing how little of a sense of humor these guys have. I mean,
Well, if you
Yeah.
can get them sobbing on their way out the door, you've done a good job.
So they
So,
gave me
you
a service
know.
dog because I said yes.
They gave you
I
a wait because you said yes?
A service dog.
Oh,
She'll be in here in a little while.
Oh, I know. You're the messenger.
Oh yeah.
But until then, you're here.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you what, though, we've
But
had
yeah, earlier I was
doctors
talking
that-
about.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just your doctors.
Yeah, we had taken Frank to the hospital one day, and he wasn't doing very well at that time. And
Ooh.
the doctor came in, and he dropped a box on his foot, on Frank's foot. And both the Joe's service dogs said, "Oh hell no," and went after him. And,
Yeah.
you know,
One of them was in training.
yeah.
and the
And
other
the
one
other
was
one-
leading the way.
Right. The other one was the senior one leading the way. Yep.
Well, at
They
least you
weren't
got
having
trained
it.
properly.
Well, you pulled him, you know, I mean, we said no, and they stopped, and the doctor's like, "I'm so sorry." Well, apologize to them. They're the ones who took offense, you know, and he didn't know what to do with that. Not at all. You heard a
One-
PAC
one
member;
thing-
they weren't happy.
One thing with that fall you took, there's a real quick way you can actually solve. You've been dealing with it for 2 weeks,
Nathan,
hey, Nathan.
No, it's just a couple days or a day. I
No,
think.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Oh,
Since
Tuesday. okay.
Tuesday,
Okay, yeah. Well, at least I know where I got
a few
the
days
from.
ago, and I'm
Yeah.
2 weeks healed. I got 2 weeks worth of healing done already, and it only happened Tuesday. So
Well, that's
I'm
good.
moving right along.
Yeah, I mean, taking
Yeah.
Yeah,
the length of time
I
they
mean,
tell us to take
I-
doesn't add up for me.
As you said, it would
Mm-mm.
be 3 days and you'll be fine.
No.
You needed 3 days.
Yeah, well, 3 days I was trying to clean something and I heard something pop, so I'm back a day at least. So,
Oh,
see,
Oh, I didn't know
hard-headed.
that.
That was part
Okay.
of my first hour. I'm hard-headed.
okay.
Yeah, I pushed myself too
Well, we
far
all are.
on day 3, and
Not
Yeah,
me. I'm a
You should
pushover.
have him in a circle and try to train him.
yeah.
See, I'm not hard-headed. I'm just stubborn.
I think it takes a certain
I'm
amount
good.
but
of tenaciousness to deal with the things that we deal on a daily basis, the way we deal with them.
Hmm.
And I love you. The weird thing, as long as you spell it WYRD, I'm fine with it. So
yeah, you know
Yes,
the things.
WRD, that's the runic.
I see. I personally prefer spelling it IT. And just
Most
be done
people
with it,
could
but
not.
spelling it how?
I prefer
IT.
spelling it IT.
ID?
IT.
IT. Okay.
India Tango.
Man, just killing it with the dad
Oh,
jokes
speaking
tonight.
of, yeah, speaking. Oh, I have a good one. when I was doing my first small hobby business fixing computers, my slogan was, I do IT with old computers.
By the way, I've still got one
That's
of them.
terrible.
Oh, you do? It's terrible.
It needs new capacitors all the way around.
It's one of mine?
I do
Yep.
IT with old.
Is it a Tandy?
No,
I don't
I
get
think
it.
it's
Oh,
No,
well.
TRS-80.
no, not that old. I think it's past XT, but just barely.
Oh, okay. Raven, IT is informational technology.
I thought it was India Tango.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
Well, it's that too.
I still
And
I
and
don't get it.
you still don't get the
That's
joke?
okay. You can explain it later.
Oh,
No.
And if you wake up at 3 in the morning, just call Nathan. Don't bother
Yeah,
the rest
I'll
of
be up.
yeah. You wake up at 3 in the morning and you haven't figured it out. I'm probably awake.
them. All teasing aside, that's usually when I wake
still
up
awake
and
like
say, oh, that's what
3
they
o'clock in the
meant.
morning, really.
Yeah, don't
Oh,
you hate
I
it when
heard
6
something
months down
fall.
the road you figure out what the joke was?
Yeah. Data, I told that joke 5 years ago.
Yep. Exactly.
There's a deep cut.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I've got a problem with that. My son keeps looking at me. Something will be said, and he'll look at me and go, Dad, that was actually a joke. Because I'll just be standing there looking at him going like, what are you guys laughing about? You know, half the stuff that goes on in the off-world, the ancient races, I understand. Humans, not so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to understand them a little more. So I took things that everyone has said, and I'm, putting them in my little microscope and examining them and testing out each one. And
Glue. Lots of glue.
oh yeah, when the parts fit, they get the glue. So I have
If they
Solder.
don't, they get the hammer.
All I got's a hammer.
Solder.
I've been trying that. That's how I got in touch with the mantis person. What I did was I
With a hammer?
visualized no, I visualized a mantis person, just kind of like cartoony, mostly correct, as far as I knew. And I said,
So
"Hello,
Brack
is anybody
Space
out
Ghost?
there?" And he started. Yeah, he started
Did you
talking
get
to
those
me.
2 pictures there, Nathan?
I got them. Oh, I have to bring them back up. Let me see. Sorry about that. I'm on one pipe and I'm using 3 devices, so I have to balance things out.
I'm doing my way.
But-
I'm not balanced anyway.
Well, there's the problem right there. Justin Thor has said that we're sniffing the glue, and we're not supposed to do that. Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Justin, they just don't make glue like they used to.
Well, that's a fact.
Yeah, they tell me to quit sniffing the solder fumes.
Oh
I'll die
boy.
early.
Well, they were wrong. Well, no, they weren't wrong. We have died early. We just did it more than once.
Yeah, I'm
How
pretty
did
sure.
you know?
Nice one,
I'm pretty
Intergalactic.
sure I've jumped the stream a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I'm corroborating it's a little difficult, but I've had 9 that have been confirmed by other people, 4 clinical, and 1 that's still up in the air. And I haven't gotten around to trying any more since.
Mine
Pass.
I was allergic to the medication that they put me under with.
Gee, I was immune to the one they put me under with.
Oh no.
Let's see here.
Well,
I'm getting the.
I go
That's
down
not good.
perfectly well with anesthesia. It's just that it doesn't keep, and I wake right back up about 10, 15 minutes later. That's not a fun situation.
See, it's okay for me because I'll stay under as long as they keep pumping it in.
No.
But the moment they stop,
Oh
it
no.
starts kicking it out.
Yeah.
I'm allergic to
I
the dye they
think
put.
it's just
But
a
I don't know if they
base.
still do that for CAT scan. They used to give you an intravenous dye, coloring, whatever, and the lady left me in there, and I'm stuck in this CAT scan, and my tongue started to swell, and my throat started to swell shut, and all I could do was just lay there because they had me kind of strapped down. They were taking all these images of my head, and so she couldn't see me, and I'm trying to kick my legs, like help. I felt like Frankenstein. They had like a band across my forehead, and I was strapped down to this table. I'm gonna die here. Oh my god! I never thought this is how I was gonna go.
Yeah, you should have tried what I did
By the
when I
time she
was
got out there,
20 months old.
That sounds terrifying, Raven.
Yeah, 20,
Yeah, when
20
something
months
like that
old, they
happens.
My
decided to
fingernails
hook
were
an EEG up to me.
purple.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No.
What did you say?
20 months old, they hooked an EEG up to me, and I wasn't supposed to be able to feel it. Right, I felt the shock, so I returned the favor. I lived, it didn't.
That sounds like something Frank could do. You know?
When I got back in the
I got one picture.
You got one picture.
Yo, what?
Click clack.
That would
Click
be the
clock.
mantis. Yeah, the click clock.
Okay. This is not who I saw. This is not who
No.
I saw.
Did you get the quadruped or the biped?
Biped.
Okay, that's because that's a hybrid.
Okay.
I'll resend the
Well, let me refresh the page. It might just not have downloaded correctly.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying now.
So what does a purebred have? 4 legs?
Well,
They work
technically
on,
they
and the
got
hybrids are on 2.
no. Technically, the purebreds walk on 4 for the most part. The hybrids walk on 2
Okay.
and have 4 arms.
Well, that's
Okay.
handy.
Quite literally, they've even
Yeah,
got
I was
4
just
hands.
saying. I could use that.
You need the eyes to go with it.
I would
I don't
need-
have
they've
the
already
eyes to
got
go
the
with
eyes
what I
though.
need
got.
to say he trips up and down the stairs carrying groceries.
That's an awesome picture. I like that. That's going in the new book.
That's going in the second printing. It's just it was the
Excellent.
only way I could send you the picture. Is that what you were looking at?
No. I'm still reloading. Slow pipe. I saw the biped. I saved it, and I'm gonna keep a lid on it because it's your picture. But that's not who I saw. I'm
No, I'm
looking
not
at.
surprised. I
It
was
might have
thinking
been.
you were dealing with the actual mantid. That's what a hybrid looks like, usually.
Hey, Nathan, can
Hybrid
you show us the
what? That is up to our Keith. Our Keith is. If I have permission, I will show it.
Yeah, go ahead, Nathan. It's already
Okay.
bought and paid for. It will be going in the new book, in the
Okay.
second printing.
Okay.
I'm so looking forward to that.
Hey, Nathan.
I've been
I am
telling people to go buy the present books, even if you got new ones coming out. I've been telling people to get them because nobody else is doing it,
Hey,
and
Nathan.
it's excellent. Yeah,
Do you need this back?
is that my Switch?
This is your Switch.
That dates back a day or two.
Mm-hmm.
It
Is
still
that a
works.
Switch or a hub?
No, that's the dual speed hub. Yes. But we
Dual
used it as a
speed.
Switch. Remember?
Okay, I do remember. That other picture didn't make it through, Keith.
Wow, that is annoying.
Justin, thanks for coming in. We appreciate it.
Okay, let me see here.
I will see
Yeah, Justin,
you
thanks
on
for
the
coming
content
by.
Sunday or Monday, Justin. Have a great weekend.
Keep it quantum, Justin.
Take care, Justin. Tubby.
if quantum is everything, then how can you do anything but keep it quantum?
That's a
By
very
doing
good question.
I mean, that's just it. If quantum is everything, there is no other thing. Telebi. Shikatainen.
Let me try. See, on the list of emails, it shows 2 pictures. On the opening, it shows 1.
Well, that's
So
it should have. Well, that's just rude.
I clicked. Yeah, I clicked it. What? No, it's not the right one.
No.
See. Click the one. Now click the other one. Got it.
Okay, that's that.
That was more like
got
who I saw.
Okay,
I
that's
found
the
it. I
quad
got
you
it.
just
It
got.
might.
That's the purebred.
That was closer to what I saw. Self-image given to me.
Yeah.
Come on. It was there and then it disappeared.
Now you should try what my computer does. No, you really shouldn't.
I shouldn't.
You know, Frank has had to work on my computer. Although the best one I ever had was the day that another guy was replacing a hard drive back when 3.5s were normal. Right?
Right.
He downloaded all the stuff off the hard drive onto the 3.5-inch disc and got it all copied. Then when he opened the computer up, he found it didn't have a bus at all.
Oh boy. How does that work?
It worked great. We got all the information off the hard drive onto the 3.5.
And then it just posted itself.
Yeah.
He asked me where the bus
Yeah.
was. I told him I'd drive a car.
3.5s are a lot smaller than a hard drive.
Really?
Yeah,
Didn't-
this message just didn't work. I got a glance at it, but that's it.
Okay. Let's
Let
try
me
and
just
turn
try
a
it
second
again.
run.
Are you able to put it up?
I did not hear what you said.
Were you able to put it up?
Are you able to put a picture up for?
I'm going to
Just see.
try. I'm
am I just
going
not
to
looking in the
try.
right place?
Well, I'm going to try. I haven't even
Oh, okay.
gotten the picture to get it yet.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I just assumed I was not looking at the right place because you know me in technology.
Yeah.
Hey.
Y'all, this. I'm glad y'all showed up. I mean, you don't know. It feels good. Okay? It feels good. That's
I
all.
just sent it again, so let's pray. And I believe we pray by going something like chukka 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 chukka. I don't think that way on it. That can't hurt.
Ah,
How
just
about
gotta
EODO?
feel it.
How about EODO?
Sorry about that.
What? This is not.
No. It's been that kind of week. So
No EODO? That stuck around for a few years.
Mail.
That did.
Because I think I need
Okay,
a dog
but yeah,
to help.
first hour was talking about. Yeah, ouch. First hour was talking about having my little domestic accident in the tub, and something I touched on was things like that happen to me to guide me away from something else. I am a little bit inconvenienced here in order to avoid a bigger thing somewhere else.
Oh,
Somebody
yeah.
says, "What were you avoiding?" I don't know. I avoided it, and I've learned not to ask because I don't want it.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of
If some
times
higher
that.
power says, yeah, if some higher power has decided not to put me through this particular situation, it's probably for the best. And yeah,
Well, the other
Oh, I
day
know, I
we
know
were
so
trying.
Kind of like what we were talking about earlier, Raven. Everything
Everybody
else-
just talked at the same time.
Rare. They look at it going, but I really want to suffer. I'm like, have a happy.
Yeah.
Okay, one more try.
Okay,
Oh,
now I
that
want
would be
cake.
so nice. But I've
Now I
already
want
had
cake.
cake tonight.
We had cake tonight too. Oh, that's sweet.
Is there
I
cake?
got
Cake in the
$50
fridge.
cake for my birthday. Oh wow.
All I got is brownies.
Oh,
Hey,
cool.
I try to eat cake at least once a day.
Yeah, happy birthday, Diane. That's right. I forgot the other day or today, right?
Happy birthday.
Well, yeah, it would be today or the other day. Just any one of the other days works.
Hello, Cindy.
Welcome to the show.
Hello, Cindy.
Welcome back.
Hello, Quantum Crew. Hello, Cindy.
Must be a good cake day. Is all I know.
Well,
that
it was
was-
my
when I
wife's
was young, yes,
birthday.
I'm gonna go have
Feast
ice cream
day
cake.
for me, and I never eat that stuff. And boy, that cake was so good today. I had
Oh
two.
wait, I got carrot cake. That'll work. That'll work.
Gee, I'm going to have ice cream cake and make both.
I got the
and have
picture.
both at the same time.
Yep, we had ice cream too.
Cherry
So-
ice cream. Cherry
Yeah.
flavored ice cream. Yes.
Yeah, Joe friendly ice cream.
Okay.
And happy birthday, Diane. I'm turning 56 this month, so I know what it feels like.
Hey,
That was
youngster.
your birthday last week.
I know, right?
See, I'll be 60 in a month.
Let's see
Right,
here.
you're a Taurus, baby.
Yep.
Yeah,
I was driving
yeah,
my
yeah,
Super
I
Beamer.
am. Wouldn't have it any
I'm
other
going
way.
to try to open this picture.
So you're having your Saturn return also
We're all
then,
young.
Shadow, this year,
Pardon?
or for the next 2 years.
I couldn't understand what you said, Raven.
I said you're having your Saturn return also this year then. Well,
Gotcha.
it lasts for like 2 years. Yeah, do you know what that is? You ever had your astrology chart
No,
done?
not a clue. Not a
Yeah, I
clue.
just
No.
decided I was sending my Saturn back.
I had a Subaru
we had
once.
a-
Is that close?
We had-
Well,
We had to sell our
Saturn,
Saturn.
isn't a Saturn return pretty much it's when you get to visit your shadow work. So you've got the right name. But that's when
Yeah.
a lot of people buy the Corvette with the rag top and suddenly realize that, oh my gosh, there's things I gotta do now.
Yeah, I like the guy I knew that actually bought a hardtop Stingray, and then turned it into a ragtop by moving too quick under a semi.
Ooh,
Mm.
he got a
Oh,
real
boy.
close shave out of that one.
That is a horrible way to get your hair cut.
Yeah, it's a real
Yeah.
close shave. That was your first DMT call, wasn't
Okay.
it, Frank?
Is it-
Losing the convertible underneath a semi.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
He didn't lose the convertible. He knew exactly where it was.
Well, he lost his head.
Oh,
Yeah, it was a nasty situation.
Probably lost his watch too.
Yeah. Everything.
I think
one
there's
fell swoop.
raccoons attacking.
well, I guess it's Baron Tomatoes.
Get him, Raven.
Wow,
Get
Pete.
him.
I think I'm
I'm
the only
getting
one who
rid
got
of
that
that.
one, Pete. That was funny.
Well, yeah, it was.
I'm just finishing up last year's tomatoes. They've all turned red now.
Well, as long as they're not attacking, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, it was a good movie, really. Sick, twisted, bizarre, but it was
George
actually
Clooney's first. I think it
Oh,
was
was
George
it?
Clooney's first movie. Yeah.
That I wouldn't remember.
All right, we go.
Hollywood. I'm a Hollywood guy, like it or not.
Well, did you
Okay,
win?
Raven.
So have you got new tenants?
Okay.
Hey, Raven.
They saw me. Yeah.
Did
Oh,
you
they-
did
they
you get
kicked
rid
the
of
door
your
and
unwanted visitors?
Now put on it, and just jiggles enough, and it kind of moves down, and then it falls off, and then they come in. They're,
Oh, they're scamps.
this is their house.
Yeah, just
One
ask
day I
them.
came home from the store, ate, and there was a public bedroom, and I had 2 raccoons in the living room. And it was just a 3-ring circus in here. They knocked over an entire bookcase and broke a bunch of stuff, and it was a disaster. And after I chased the raccoons out of the house, then I go into my bedroom, and there's a possum in the corner of my bedroom. And I'm like, what the hell?
I
They
believe
were
you're-
planning a
you're-
surprise party, Raven, and you got home early.
Raven, you got to look at your name and then remember that you are now living in Animal House.
Am I
Yes,
heard
I
at all?
really
Yes, we can hear you, Lynn.
Okay.
I'm the poster child for the crazy cat lady and the crazy raccoon lady.
I think Nathan gave up. He left.
Always have a dull moment around here. It's just
Oh, he's more likely he went after coffee.
How's the coffee this evening, there?
I'm about to go after,
Mhm.
go get some coffee.
I knew that.
What's up?
you got up and everybody said, where'd you get to? And I said he went to get coffee.
Well, he didn't get it. He's
Yeah, I'm
gonna go
about to
some.
get coffee. That was something else. I'm gonna go get some. I was thinking about it.
I know.
That kid still playing with your toys?
I'm trying.
Didn't you realize that, according to in many people's belief, thinking about doing something is just as good as doing it?
So is that going to work with paying my taxes?
I don't think so. But they do have,
Don't
do
worry about
have
it, guys.
a-
I don't pay taxes anyways.
They've got
Just
a hotel
testing.
for you, though. Al Capone stayed at it.
Okay, I'm going to try to get this picture on screen. Give me a minute.
Okay.
Just
I'll
bear
take
with
some
me.
Yes,
seconds.
Downloaded?
you're right. I do. I love Chuck.
I downloaded it. I got it.
Cool.
Let me see here.
That's horrible, Diane.
Oh, what's this?
Okay.
Oh,
Big
I'd be so suspicious of that. They'd be like, you eat it first.
I was smart. I sent the cake with Joe and Maria.
I hope I get
But
some of
whatever
it.
you do, I found out a long time ago. Do not. I mean, it's not bad for you, but I do not recommend it. Never put ketchup on your ice cream. It's just a bad idea.
That sounds awful.
Well, rest assured, the taste makes it sound really good.
I know. Not me. No.
No, my cousin
Don't
swore
celebrate that.
by it.
So
My cousin-
given
Well,
that
I gotta ask the obvious question.
what's
What
that?
flavor ice cream? What flavor ice cream?
Vanilla.
So vanilla and ketchup.
It's a
That
bad
can
mix.
only mean one thing. Who's pregnant?
No, my cousin used.
I was gonna say something else, but yours is nicer. I mean, I went to college, but I don't think I
try
ever got
awful
that hard.
hard. I try
don't
awful
think-
hard. I don't always do so good.
That
Ah,
must
There
have
we
been
go.
some good stuff, man.
Got
Well,
it.
That's cool. There
There
you
you
go.
That is, you know what? Since I was seeing an image not meant for this computer, I believe this is who I was talking to.
These
And when I
guys
say
will
an
stand
image
on
not
two
meant
legs
for
on
this
occasion.
computer,
Those front legs
I
that
mean
on the
my
ground-
mind.
Yeah.
Those front legs on the
You
ground are
only-
actually hands as well.
Yeah. You only saw what the upper part
But-
of the torso. Is that right?
Yeah, it was like a profile picture.
Ah.
It wasn't the whole body. It was like we're doing here. You know, you're seeing me from here up. You're not seeing unless I stand up. We're all seeing from here up.
Yeah, pretty
Right.
much.
I'm so glad that worked.
Yeah,
That's
cool.
cool.
See, I haven't been able to figure out how to do that for my
And,
end. Of course, I haven't figured out how to get the calculator to work, so.
Yeah.
There is a very good pick.
What is in
And,
store for humans in 2023?
365 more days.
Yeah. Well,
Not more
really.
days.
But that is who I saw. And I remember, like, the spikes didn't come through looking like that. They came through looking more rounded tip, not so
Well, yeah,
spiky.
because the problem there is those are actually one of their communication methods.
Okay.
See, when they're talking, they literally, when
Oh.
they talk with their hands, they're literally doing this. Kind of like playing the violin.
Right. I got you. But
Oh.
I wasn't able to see spikes so much. And I couldn't tell about any kind of garments. But then again, I was seeing a picture that wasn't meant for my deciphering capability. I was seeing something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know,
Okay.
I think too that if in a first contact with someone, if someone had huge claws and sharp things, I think that might make me nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm with you
I
there
would
on that.
say it
Yeah,
would make
yeah.
most people nervous.
Well, I know it's supposed to make me nervous.
Okay.
Huh.
Coffee.
Oh.
Okay, coffee.
Can't stand it anymore. He's got a coffee. Okay. So, what about this last question? Does anybody have anything for that? What's in store for humans in 2023?
I have no idea.
Well, we can scrap the whole
Thank
idea about disclosure. The government is not going to come forward and go,
Yeah.
"Oh, here they are."
Well,
they're
I
not
don't
gonna.
know. I don't know if things get any crazier, they're going to need something to distract us. So I
Yeah.
wouldn't
Yeah.
rule that out.
Yeah, they're gonna fake an alien attack and
Well, I'll tell you what. If they're going to fake an alien attack, that means if they want to make it look realistic, they have to vaporize a complete city.
Don't give them any ideas, Keith.
Yeah, don't give him
please.
any ideas. Yeah.
You know, because I live in California and I've got all the target cities right around me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Diane in the chat room goes, "We're going to be told more lies."
I
Pretty
think
much.
that's a very good thought.
Yep.
I lay odds on it.
Agreed.
I've told Joe a number of times. I always know when Washington is lying, and I'll just
Their lips are
dump them all
moving.
in there. Yeah, their mouth is open.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I've only ever run into two honest politicians. One
I
told
thought
people
they were
he was doing-
mythological.
They're which?
They were mythological.
I thought they were too, but I have run into two. One,
Huh.
when he was asked why he went into politics, he says, "I went into politics to make a name for myself." Thankfully, he didn't say he wanted to make a good name for himself,
All right.
but he did
Yeah.
make a name for himself.
his
Yeah,
first
I-
name wasn't Anthony, was it?
I honestly don't know.
Like Anthony Weiner?
No, I thought you were going to say blanket.
I always thought that was an apt name for him.
Wasn't he the one
Anyway.
that sat on the fax machine without any pants on and faxed
Yep.
the
Yeah, among other things. Yeah,
pictures of his
yeah.
Well, let's
Yeah.
face
Yeah.
it. It probably psychologically traumatizes a child with a name like that.
With a name like Wiener, yeah. I was gonna say the same thing.
Yeah,
I don't know what talking about
I'm
it.
pretty sure he knows the
I mean, the
Oscar
universe
Mayer theme song
The sense of
backward and forward. Yeah.
Well, that's why I got teased for fast food.
Oh yeah.
First name's Ronald.
Yeah, I can see what you mean.
Now, I couldn't hear you. What'd you say?
Well, with
Can you say that
my
again?
name,
Keith?
Oh, I said I got teased with fast food
well,
because my first name is Ronald.
you want teased about your name?
Oh.
Okay, I'll full disclosure, right? My husband's name is Fudge. Now you understand why I don't hyphenate.
Yep. Yeah, that would make total sense. I knew of another young lass that actually broke off with her fiance because he refused to take her last name, as compared to
Okay.
her taking his.
Oh yeah.
Well, her first name was Anita, and his last name was Blow.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Oh boy. I can see
Oh.
her point.
God.
So could
Yeah,
I, but
yeah.
he refused, so she broke it off.
Ouch.
I mean, at least he could have done his meter halfway and changed his own last name. You know,
Well, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
he's got a blow
And then-
whatever.
yeah, just change it to Lone or something like that.
Well, that's
That's
bad.
just terrible.
That's really bad. I love it.
What did I walk back to?
You left us
Or
unattended.
you know,
It's your own
Rays
fault.
or
Remember we were talking about the future? That's what you walked back to.
yeah, you got
Yeah.
a lot of really corny jokes in your future if you keep hanging out with this motley crew.
It's a real name, and I'll tell you what. If there's a way to mess with it, when someone says your name is Fuge, I said it's Fouge instead of Fouge or Bucket.
You can church it up all you want, but you know,
You know something though? It's a fairly well respected name here. And
you know what it is. You know, I'm not gonna lie. It is here too because I make some incredible fudge. Except the last time I made it and I didn't melt the sugar, so it turned it out like chocolate sand. And my son still loves it, so must be doing something right.
Yeah, it was sweet. What the heck?
See, I'm not cruel enough
Right.
to cook for my kid.
Are you doing all right, Frank? No. I think I got a emergency room visit tonight.
You're gonna have to show me how to do
I
that.
hear
too, Nathan.
resistance.
Nathan, I just got a new laptop, but it's not working. I'm not using it right now because it's having some other issues. But you're gonna have to show me how to do that so I can share some stuff as well.
Okay.
That's very handy,
Okay.
actually.
Yeah, it works well and I didn't know if it was going to come up small, and I've hit the button sometimes trying to bring people to the forefront, but it never worked. But that time it just worked. I said share screen and it asked me, well, I'll talk to you about it. We'll get off of the internet talking about it and I can call you on the phone or something.
Okay.
And that way we can do it each at the same time. Congratulations on the new laptop. I hope you get it squared away.
Yeah, it was just having a problem connecting to StreamYard for some reason. I could do everything else, but it just wasn't recognizing it. And maybe I got another friend who's going to help me with that tomorrow, because I'm literally still using my crappy $200 tablet instead of my brand spanking new laptop, and It's always something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is.
Raven's got
figure it out.
raccoons. Raven's got raccoons. I got gremlins.
What?
It's
Yeah. I think I got some of those too.
I have mantis.
I'll trade you.
And you've got mantis.
I'll trade you.
Mine's
I
pretty.
know how to
I had
handle
a-
mantis.
The mantis take up a lot more room.
I had no.
I got a big house.
Let's go outside.
Oh.
So I've got a question about the
Oh.
mantis. Do the little praying mantises like we see here, are they like related to the larger ones that
Only
Are
from
they
a
like
visible
little-
standpoint.
eyes or
No, only from a. They
Huh?
are simply the way they evolved here. They're not. They're not part of them.
Joe.
okay.
Bye, Joe.
Oh man.
Jogun. 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 Bye bye.
Keith, I didn't hear the answer. Could you repeat?
I'm gonna need to know which question.
Oh, they're not in connection with the larger mantis being.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the mantis on Earth. We refer to them as the people refer to them as mantis because the Kleeklok actually look like the Terran mantis, but they are not Terran mantis, or vice versa.
Okay.
Well,
Okay. So it's one of
I
those
got
lucky
another question.
evolutionary things.
Yeah,
Oh,
because it
brilliant.
seems to me that they probably are related, but not from being from the same world or something like that. But that the world that they're from just evolved to where they became the dominant species instead of monkeys.
And that is a definitive possibility. I don't know the definitives on that one, but it is a viable option.
Because they do breathe the same air as we do, right?
Yes, they do.
And they don't eat like weird stuff like rocks or glass or something like that. They eat other
No, but they will
living
cut through
creatures.
rock or glass to get to what they're trying to get to the squishy stuff inside.
Right, but you see, my point is that most life on any worlds we're going to come across, it have the same rules that that life has to follow.
Most of the worlds that we get on will operate under the same rules. You don't
Needing
want to go
same
to
kind of-
There are some worlds you don't want to go to, even though they've got similar atmospheric capacities.
Right.
Right. I have heard several times on your show, Keith, that our atmosphere is poisonous to some,
Yes.
but not others.
Most can breathe here quite fine. The only ones
Yeah,
that
I
depend
think
on
we're going to
breathing-
find that. I think we're going to find that the rules of most life forms have to exist within certain parameters as us. We're not going to find, rock people and
Yes, you
things like that. Really?
Yes, you are. Well,
Me
you
personally, or because I'm not going anywhere.
see the elementals do live here. They do have different names. I'm trying to decipher a couple of them, but there are races that are very different than humans.
But I mean literal. I mean literal rock. I mean they may
good.
look
Then we're
like
on
rock.
the same page. Then we're on the same page. So do I. The Cordon are literally living stones.
It doesn't make any sense.
I know.
Well, I've got 2 spirit guides and a haunted graveyard. That doesn't make sense either, but it's
Yeah,
there.
great.
I give up.
No,
I give up.
no, I mean I mean, rocks don't do that. You know what I mean? They don't
Rock.
change shape. They don't get squishy. They don't do those kinds of
Well, I
things
will
that they
tell
would
you this,
need
they
to
don't
do.
get squishy. But
You know, in
never
order
thought
to
about it.
bendable, or to
But rock-
bend, or to move. You know what I mean?
rocks on
they're
Earth
stuck.
don't. Rocks on Earth definitely don't. Doesn't mean they
That's
don't do
something
well
I
in the
was
world.
going to bring up. That's what I was going to bring up at some point, because the conditions here have materials acting a certain way here, but conditions elsewhere could have materials acting a way different way that we can't think of because we don't know those conditions. We can't exist in those conditions. Like, we can't exist in a condition of like 100 or 1,000 times atmospheric pressure, but it's out there. It exists, and there are things out there
Exactly.
like
And there are
temperature, Venus.
there are some rocks that
I mean,
move.
in all fairness, the bipedal genome, the bipedal configuration is one of the most unstable configurations available, and one of the most fragile.
That doesn't surprise me, especially.
And then you have the conditions of Earth that make them stable, that give them stability, because on Earth it works really good. It doesn't work very well on the moon. We've seen that.
It works fantastic on the moon.
You know what I
can
mean?
get
Am I?
over without too much trouble.
No, I mean existing on the surface.
And so did I. That's
With
what I mean. It works
the lack
great.
of
You jump
gravity.
really well. You can get off.
Yeah.
You don't even need a starship to get off the moon.
Right. That brings me to something I'm wanting to do this, right? Years ago, in one of the Apollo missions, the door sealed itself shut using what we discovered as cold welding. And here's what I want to do. Now, the conditions out there that caused the aluminum to fuse to each other was the lack of oxygen in a vacuum. Now, what I want to do, I'm not going to try to simulate a vacuum or create a vacuum. What I want to do is I want to get a fish tank and put like hazmat glove access to it where I can reach in, put some aluminum in there, and fill it with pure nitrogen, no oxygen. And I want to see what happens with that aluminum when there's no oxygen and I press it together real hard, just with my hands, then with a clamp. Because I have a feeling it's going to weld itself together like clay, but put itself together like clay.
I think it'd be much more entertaining if you use hydrogen, but I'm a little twisted.
Well, I don't want to blow up either. It would be more entertaining. What a video. Can you imagine the Quantum Show big send-off? Quantum Show hydrogen experiment going out with a boom.
Watch carefully, kids. We can
Yeah,
once.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell the alphabet guys. I don't know you. Nathan who? I don't know any Nathans. No, don't know what you're talking about. I want to see my lawyer.
Oh,
We're just trying to
the
help.
laughter is painful.
Old lady.
Oh, sorry, bro. We'll all be real serious now, okay?
No. God,
Everybody
it's
put
funny
on your
too.
serious face.
That was another joke.
That's
Put on your
funny
serious
too.
face.
Stop it. Oh, ouch.
Man, Joe just left when he got
Okay.
weird.
Oh, you should have seen my show earlier. I did this show, and my son says, "Oh my God, that subject is so convoluted. Nobody's gonna enjoy it. Nobody's gonna want to talk about it." And it's pretty much 2 hours of like 4 or 5 old guys talking about old movies and TV shows, laughing our butts off.
Oh yeah.
I always found that a really disgusting picture. Somebody laughing their butt off.
I've
What
seen worse.
happens to it? That's always been my question. If you're gonna lose it, where's it going?
It falls down and cracks. Oh, come on, that was not funny. I was like, that was easy.
I was watching Raven crack. I'm going, oh my God, I can't believe I'm really here doing this.
And yet she hasn't hung up.
And you wonder why this is my favorite part of the week.
I believe that's what they refer to as explosive decompression.
We won't even go there. God bless you.
Oh, that wasn't a sneeze. It was my
Does it hurt to
little
cough?
cough that I can't barely do.
Well, you need
Hurts
to
to
do that
cough.
every day
Yeah.
for at least 5 minutes. Deep breathe and breathe out.
No, I thought you were
That'll
talking
keep
about laughing
keep
for a
your
second there.
lung from carrying on you.
Oh, lungs seem to be fine. It's just the pressing
you might
out
have
of
lack-
air.
Yeah, but you gotta make that
Yeah.
happen so it doesn't forget how.
See, I'm lucky.
And
My
it
lungs.
It's working great. I'm doing it right now.
See, my lungs have a neat habit. They forget how to work too. They just quit.
Yeah, well, I'm the one that goes to sleep at night and wonders. You know, I have a machine that reminds me to wake up and to breathe.
Oh wow.
Hmm.
Yep, my lungs forget sometimes.
That does not sound fun.
Yeah, I've got.
It's
There was
been
another voice right
entertaining
now.
in places, but overall, no, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. See,
I heard
I've
another
got
voice
3
on your
organs that
line,
shut down
Lynn.
randomly.
Sorry?
I heard
Go ahead,
another
Vicky.
voice on your
My
line.
line?
It was a whisper that said, breathe.
I don't know who it would have been.
On my line?
No, on Lynn's.
No, not yours. On Lynn's.
Okay, Lynn.
That's weird because
Okay.
Yeah, right as she said,
Yeah.
I've got a machine that reminds me to breathe.
Oh,
I heard a breathy little whisper that said, breathe.
play the
That was
MP3 that you
cool.
made while we were talking the other day. This was crazy.
Oh,
He's like,
yeah, I can
"Are you
do
tapping
that.
something?" And I'm like, "No, I was sitting here. It was totally
Let me
quiet. Didn't
see.
even have any music on it. And you keep hearing this
I have to get to it.
in the background." And
It was
I
loud,
couldn't
too.
hear it.
Yeah.
Nathan sent it to me, and
he
there's
recorded it.
there's multiple patterns going on there. You need to get a visual of it. You know, Nathan and I were talking about it, and because with the visual, you'll be able to, you know, kind of actually see the patterns better than our ears would be able to see it, if that makes any sense.
Oh,
It does make
This
sense.
is basically
WavePad Editor has a
confirmation that-
visual interface.
right?
Yeah, one of the chat actually heard it. Yeah, Grim. He heard it. That's interesting. That it.
Oh, Diane's passed into it.
This is
It was
crazy.
Diane's fault.
Okay. Oh,
It was Diane.
I'm going to try to
No.
present it. Oh, keep talking. It's going to take a
So-
minute.
Shadow,
okay.
does this mean you've heard this MP3? Does this mean that my phone is tapped or his phone is tapped, or they're both tapped?
Oh, all of them tapped.
I don't know that it's that. I'd have to see it. Because if it was something like that, you wouldn't get it. You wouldn't hear it at all.
No.
It sounds like something else. And if I saw it, I might be able to figure out what it was. But
I
if
need to
lines are
get
tapped,
WavePad Editor on here again.
I have all
you'll probably never know.
I have
But
all
guys-
sorts of things running through here. You never know.
Much as I would love to stay on here, in the last 3 days I've had 9 hours of sleep, so I'm starting to tank.
Well, sounds to me like you need to go take
Oh,
some
Keith.
rest.
Okay.
I'm sorry that you have to give up.
Yeah,
but
it's
fine.
okay, Keith.
I
And
just-
thank you
You know-
for
you know-
coming
you know,
on. I love it.
So lots of fun. Thanks for being here.
We'll
for
catch you every day this week, you know, except Thursday.
Pretty much.
You won't be able to get rid of us.
Yeah, I'm not exactly going anywhere.
Yeah,
I've
thanks
thought
for
about
coming
it,
by,
but-
Keith.
But do take care, guys. Great show
Love your
tonight.
You too.
insight, man.
Get some sleep. Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you.
Oh yeah. And I just got to figure out how to do this. Okay. Have a good one, guys.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, we'll see ya. Good night.
There he goes. I'm working on getting it going over here, y'all. Hang on.
And then, well, too bad we didn't record it. Other than I could hear it and he couldn't, and it was just an interference, kind of static thing, and it was just really getting annoying. It would get louder.
You know what,
never quite go away.
Raven? I hate to
And I
say
was
that,
like,
Raven.
You don't hear that.
You know what, Raven? It could be the raccoons.
Oh God!
Beware the raccoons.
I'm really
That
not
would
much
get ya.
surprised. Just not much surprise
You know, that's why
to me.
they wanted the vacuum cleaner. That's why they wanted the vacuum cleaner, Raven. They were using the vacuum cleaner to make a Morse code device.
Come on.
Oh God! Yeah, they left the hose on the deck, and
All right.
it was funny because what
I'm going to have to
was this little guy
start again.
wrestling with it, he dragging it across the deck, and then we do boom, and then his little head pop, they look like bandits anyway, and they're just so animated and funny. I just never thought they would just run off with the thing. I mean,
Well, it's either that, Raven,
Now I
or they're
know-
trying to build a spaceship to get back home.
Okay.
Or at least one of them. I don't know how many could fit inside it, but you know.
So really what we're saying here is the aliens are not trying to make contact with us. They're trying to make contact with the raccoons. Is that about right?
That or they're just trying to get the heck off of this crazy planet.
Aren't we all?
Yeah, they're demonically possessed. I've thought of that option also. It could be.
Oh,
Hey, you know what? As long as they don't take the red pandas with them, I'm okay.
Yeah, really.
They're really sweet when they're little. I've got pictures of the little baby raccoons nestled up on the deck with the kittens, and just sleeping out there together. And they would eat
okay, I'm going to have to
together,
try another way.
Okay.
Bear with me, y'all. Bear with me.
No problem.
Happy Easter, everybody.
Happy Easter.
Well, I got another half hour to go, but y'all have fun.
Okay.
You know?
Hey, I already dyed my eggs and dyed the eggs and set the mouse traps.
Mouse trap?
And set the mouse traps.
Now
Yeah,
what?
I mean,
Oh,
well, because that way when the bunny comes in, and you know, it'll wake me up, and I'll come running, and I'll finally get to see that, you know, gigantic Harvey SOB.
So essentially you're trapping for Hassenpfeffer on Easter.
Yeah, I get what I get, you know. Maybe I'll get a raccoon, maybe I'll get a 6-foot rabbit. I don't know. It's always something different.
okay. I got it. Let's see here.
What Frank? RV?
Yeah, yep.
Harvey.
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 Yeah.
Mhm. He heard
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
That's a really old reference. Most of you folks, most of you kids out there won't
They
get it,
don't-
but yeah.
They won't know, yeah. You know,
This
they
may or may
missed
not
a lot of
work.
good stuff. Well, Houston, do we have liftoff?
We shall see. Okay. Do we have a black screen showing yet? Not yet.
Starting
Let's
to
see if
show.
it plays.
It's loading.
It is not sharing audio. It is not sharing audio at all.
See if I can do
Okay,
it.
but it does have. Yeah, I don't know how you would do it either any differently. Okay, well that didn't work.
It was real. Okay, Graham.
Well, I
He
can.
was real.
What if I jumped off and jumped into the chat room and posted the link?
That might be interesting.
No, that wouldn't help me either.
Would it
I
work with
thought
that?
about something. Let me try this. Hold
No.
on. I just can't talk. Hold on. I don't think so.
Okay. All right, we'll talk amongst ourselves and we'll let you concentrate. How's Frank?
What's that?
I said, how's Frank doing?
Well, I don't know. He's got big tears in his eyes and he's looking kind of red in the face. And, well, he hurt his foot earlier today. And I'm sitting here thinking he might have fractured it.
Ooh.
Oh.
I'm usually pretty good at knowing when somebody's fractured something, but he's refusing to capitulate. He says he's going to go to urgent care in the morning, but I'm just sitting here thinking he's going to be miserable all night.
No, I got good drugs.
Yeah.
All right, let me
I
try
got you.
something different.
Make yourself a couple hot toddies.
He laughed. He said, I got good drugs.
This is audio, so let me try this.
You heard him.
It cut back out.
I can just play it and
To me, it sounded
let
like
y'all listen to what my microphone hears.
Yeah, maybe that might be the best way to do it.
Yeah.
And what I find so weird is how I couldn't hear a thing. And
Here
then
we
vice
go.
versa the week before that.
Don't talk. Don't talk. I'm hearing you now. That didn't work very well.
It's crazy.
No.
Oh,
You could
and
hear it.
now I'm.
It sounded like somebody hammering something or slapping a phone book down on the desk, something. I mean, it was just...
Yeah, but it was echoing so bad, I couldn't make it work without a huge echo, so forget it.
Well,
Yeah,
you
just-
know,
Yeah, that's
I'll
fine.
email it to anybody who wants it. How about that?
yeah, I kind of would because I have a sneaky
fine.
suspicion I know who it was.
If it was a
Who?
huh? Go ahead. Who do you think it was?
Well, I have people coming and going here all the time. You know that, and I have one person in particular that comes often, and it is a person, it's someone who's passed over, who hangs with me quite a lot. My best friend passed away about 10 years ago. And that was something that she would say, just breathe, you know. So that's why I sat here and thought, I've heard that before. Now, how have I heard it? You know. So I wouldn't be surprised if
Mhm.
she did it. When she passed away, we had an agreement that she was one of the first people that I ever really worked with esoterically. And we had an agreement that we would give each other a sign if we were okay on the other side. And Frank and I were sitting in our living room when we were living in El Paso. And it was soon after she had passed, or very soon after. It was still the same month. And suddenly there was a shimmering light in the living room. It looked like fireworks. And
Oh wow.
just brilliance. And we
Yeah.
looked at each other and I said, Pat. And she goes, just breathe. Just breathe.
Oh. Oh, how cool.
You know, and you know, she was my best friend. Absolutely the best one I've ever had. And it's one of those things where you get over but you don't get through, you know? I'm sorry, I said that
Yep.
backwards. You get through it, but you don't get over it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Engagement.
it's sort of like
Yeah.
some of the things that you described. You're just sort of like, wow, that thing happened, and I never got over that phenomenon. That was the most intense uh, physical manifestation of somebody from the other side I have ever seen. And I didn't see it by myself. Frank was with me and he saw it too.
Mhm.
It really
Good
was.
that you had someone else there.
Well, she was an avatar. There's no doubt in my mind. And she's the one who taught me how to manifest.
Mm.
No, right down the
Yeah.
line taught me how. And she loved some of the stuff that we did, you know, because I mean, it's like she didn't get to see the vacuum cleaners, but there were other things that were things that we manifested, you know. And she's like, God, you're powerful. You know, I'm like, nah, not me. She goes, you got to stop saying that. You are, you know, and we are. We're very powerful. All of us are. You know,
Mhm.
it takes a lot of deprogramming our own minds to believe that we are. But once we
Yeah.
accept that we have the ability to affect our surroundings, there's no stopping us. There really is no stopping
Yeah,
us. No,
I believe that.
I credit
I do too.
her a lot with surviving this illness as long as I have. Millard, I'm on the phone, and
Who's that?
that was Millard.
Okay.
And
Okay.
yeah, my ex-husband rents a room from me. So
Oh,
anyway,
okay.
yeah. So
Muggles would say that's awkward, but
it's never been awkward. It never has. I know it sounds really strange.
That's not the word I was thinking, but yeah.
It's flat wild, huh? No, it's not like that. He had a
Well,
oh
You're so
great, I've got
glad.
dogs.
it,
Take them out.
Lynn, I didn't mean for you. I meant for Frank.
for Frank. No, Frank's the one that initiated it. I'll tell you the
Okay.
story.
Yeah, for
I
muggles it would
will.
be very strange.
People just don't get this, and
Oh my god.
it's mind blowing for a lot of folks, and I'm sure for you too. Uh, he uh, he came down to New Mexico a few days after Frank and I got married. So good, so fine, right? He had his own apartment, all those things. He turned around and had a massive heart attack, and he needed an open heart operation. And Frank
Hmm.
took him to Albuquerque to have it, and because there was nowhere down here that he could get the thing done, and
Right.
he came back with him about a week later. He stayed with him the entire time. They became great friends.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and he brought him home and camped him out on our couch for about, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks. 3 weeks? Okay, for a few weeks.
So
And
how weird was this for you?
it wasn't weird for me at all. I know who Millard is. You know, now if you brought home a stranger, it might have been stranger.
I mean,
But when I came to New Mexico,
cool.
I needed to leave Ohio because the weather there was killing me by inches and by feet. And I was told by my doctor that if I didn't leave, I would be dead inside 6 weeks. Okay, fine. I
Oh my
left.
God.
Yeah. It was not about what us not. What in the world was that?
Did you hear
Sorry,
that?
that was me. That was my phone. That was my
Oh,
phone. I had
okay.
the microphone right here by the speaker. Sorry about that.
Anyhow,
Dude.
he. Long story short, he has rented a room from us in one way or another for the past 20 years. Yeah, he's my friend. He's It was never a question of our marriage not working. He decided he was staying in Ohio. That meant all bargains were off, and being pagan, I'm handbasted. It's only as long as love shall last. And simple as that. I know that sounds way too simple for people, but it was.
No,
And I never held any animosity towards him, and he didn't hold any towards me. He needed help. I had help to give him.
mm-hmm. That's awesome. Really, truly. A lot of people just don't have that level of maturity
Um,
to
the level of
do something like that,
forgiveness. Yeah, it wasn't all forgiveness. It couldn't be, because there was a lot of hurt there. But I don't live my life that way.
Yeah.
I was hurt, so I just decided, okay, I can either live in that or I can opt for something better. And I did.
Yeah.
So, I didn't have any arguments with him. I still don't. Uh, we have a friendship. We help each other. Uh, the VFW called us one day and said we need somebody to be responsible for him getting his medication. I'm sorry, I said VFW. VA, my mistake. And Frank went down to the VA and took over his medication and his doctor's visits. And I took over making sure that he has his medication on time and what he needs to make his life work. He gets his meals on time, all of those sorts of things. And if he weren't living here, we would be worried about him constantly getting the things that he needs just to survive. Now we don't have to worry about that because he's here. We can oversee it.
Right.
So
Good.
it's been a good relationship both ways. There's been things that have happened to us that he's helped us out with. So it's been a good working relationship. And I'll grant you it's a strange one, but it it's been a decent thing. And I think first question in everybody's mind is, oh, it's a polyamory group. No, it's not. No, it's not.
That didn't come to my mind.
Yeah, well, it has to.
No, I was thinking something completely different, but
No, that didn't
Yeah.
come to my mind.
Yeah, that's just not how
Uh-oh.
I do things. So no, but it's been good for him.
You hear that?
And it's taken to at one point. It took all three of us to raise his child. So and he's been a handful. If he'd had to deal with that on his own, he wouldn't have been able to. And if I had to deal with it on my own, I wouldn't have dealt with it very well either. So the three of us got him through high school with decent grades and on to his adult life. And it wouldn't have been as good, I don't think, without the three of us being involved in it. So it's had benefits across the board.
Yeah, and I've been, and I am in friendships, relationships that are quite complicated like that. And it works because we don't have any hidden agendas and we have just good stuff in mind.
Yeah. Well, you have to have the other person's
and
best interest in mind. They have to have yours there
Right.
too.
Right.
So,
Okay, I am finally able to send this to you, Grim. It's on its way. It's uploading right now. Sorry. Anyway, go ahead.
hey,
Yeah,
I
I'm in
got a
some
question.
pretty complicated relationships myself, and people
yeah,
can't fathom them. Go ahead.
yeah.
This is for both of you, Raven and Nathan. With the file you're sending, to me it sounds like
You're cutting out.
someone working with wood, like maybe like building a house or something like that.
Huh.
Are where you guys live, either of your homes like mostly wood, like older construction styles?
No, mine's brick.
This one's wood.
Yes.
But
But is it like mostly like wood and drywall, that kind of thing? Or is it like over 100
Yeah.
years old style?
it's not over 100 years old. No.
No. Mine was
It-
built
it-
in the
it was thrown together with,
60s,
like-
I think.
Spare parts, I think.
Grim, the file is
This
on its
place
way
is
through
just-
email right now.
Like
This functional
if
at
you were
best.
if you were at like a construction site, you know what I mean? It's got kind of that sound, like the reminiscent of that, but like a much older construction style.
Like somebody sawing wood
Yeah, I thought
Right.
it was something because of the
with
rhythm. And every
an
once in a
old-fashioned
while,
No, no, more like
That sound
actually putting together a log cabin, to be honest.
chopping out bits.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hey, if it wasn't for
Yeah.
would it be a paranormal show if
It's
we
a big
didn't
hit.
have massive tech problems?
No, not usually. When
Okay,
you get
Grim
a
is
bunch
checking
of
his
people
email now.
together that have terrific amount of psychic ability, it affects electronics like mad.
Yeah.
Sure, and
Oh,
there
yeah.
is that element of that,
Yeah.
but the wood sound that everybody agrees, it definitely sounds almost like, almost like someone, hitting two, drumsticks together, like getting ready for a song. But normally that doesn't go on for as many beats as this particular recording does.
That's why I was trying to say it sounds like some kind of regular interference, like maybe a bad power supply on a switch could cause something like that. A regular boom, 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 boom.
Oh,
But it wouldn't
know,
always
Sometimes
translate through to the
the
audio.
sound would change. Like when you're hitting
I
a nail,
Right.
you're hitting it squarely, and then that one hit that's like off to the side a little bit, and you have a little bit of a different sound. I could hear that in that rhythm, and then it'd be like
Yeah.
flat.
you know
It would
I
be really
have a
flat sounding.
fan on the
And
ceiling.
then the reverb.
I have a fan on the ceiling, and I wonder if it didn't come through the audio. That's possible.
I have not heard your fan up to this point.
Yeah. Well, it's on the ceiling, and
But
it's relatively silent. I've never heard it.
yeah, electrically you mean
We're talking about the
yeah, I could actually produce something right now
you don't hear it tonight,
that
do you?
would no. I can let me see if I can do this.
Okay.
I'm trying to get something going to where I can produce noise, produce electronic distortion. No, I need to be putting out. So,
You heard
I think I have
while you
a
were
way to
talking,
do this.
I had a I don't know if you heard any background noise. That was a cat throwing up.
Go ahead and talk. This is going to take me a minute. I have to get my phone broadcasting, and I have to have it constantly broadcasting. And what I have to do
Okay.
is get online with it and get off over here.
You think it might be feedback from audio?
No, I think it's electrical.
Huh.
Let me see here. Okay. There's going to be two of me now. There we go. Now you don't need to see me twice.
No.
And I'm going to mute. Oh gosh.
Wow. I don't think.
That's not what I was trying to do. Oh my gosh. What am Okay.
Turn it off.
There we go. Now, I'm trying to recreate. Let me see here. Yeah, I'm trying to make electrical noise, right?
Yeah.
And okay, you can see the video, all right? But I'm
Mhm.
not using sound. I'm using oh great. And there we go. Oh well, we're still good. Okay, it's just this phone. It's having trouble. I turned Wi-Fi on the phone off, and is there any kind of electrical noise coming through?
None that
No.
I hear.
No.
Let me see here. Yeah, it should be right there. Still nothing, huh? Hold on. Let me see. Still nothing, huh?
Nothing.
All right, well, that didn't work.
No, that's one of our obligations to debunk as much as we can. And
Yeah, I
stuff we
tried.
genuinely can't explain is another matter. And I think that's where a lot of paranormal hunters and things like that really go away from their original purpose, because so much of this can be debunked, and then there you get that little smidgen of treasure can't that absolutely can't be explained, no how, no way. And
Yeah, I've got some of that
that
happening here.
yeah, that's the treasure though, because you know I can wrap a piece of fishing line around a chair and have it move across the room just like anybody else can. It's when the chair goes by itself and I
Yeah.
can't debunk that and find out another way for that to have taken off. So yeah, and it's like Grim says, that sounded like metal on wood, like a hammer or something of that nature. But you know, when we
Yeah,
have the opportunity to
and
say
then
no, it was this other thing, we should do it.
Hey,
Yeah.
Lynn,
Yes.
have you ever read the book Too Many Ghosts?
Gee, I've read so much over time. You'd have to be more specific than that.
Okay. I'll find it. I've got it still in my collection somewhere. Just not in this room,
Just
which means it's in the black hole that I call a
what's
garage.
yeah, what's the synopsis of it?
It's a paranormal investigator long before that was a really big thing. And well, obviously, there was that period during the turn of the previous century where it was a big thing, but then
Yeah.
it disappeared for a while. And it just when you said the line, when you talked about the fishing line, that just sparked that memory from that book.
Yeah, some of the paranormal shows, and of course, if you're putting out a paranormal show, you have to produce something.
No, this was this book is like 50, 75 years old,
Well, I
and the
wouldn't be surprised.
investigator was this investigator was investigating a supposed haunting, and for the most part, it turned out that different members of the family were doing different things without each other's knowledge.
Yeah.
Kind of trying to keep the ghostly reputation of the home or whatever kind of alive by doing different
Yeah.
mischievous
Yeah.
things. And one of the persons in the house was actually using fishing line to move furniture,
Uh-huh.
and it just
Yeah. Yeah.
sparked
You
that
know,
memory of that book.
the reason I said that is it's fairly well known that one of the paranormal shows, and I won't say which one because I don't want Nathan sued, or me for that matter, had
Oh, you talk about
created.
the one where he's kicking everybody out of the paranormal? Yeah, that
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. It you know, not everything is a gag. Not everything. Now, as far as that particular book, that really sounds like something Hans Holzer would have done. Because he was he wanted to see the actual paranormal uh, thing in progress. He also was there to debunk if somebody was playing a game or if it was just, yeah, Zach Bagans, exactly. Um, there's his
Oh, I was trying to
name.
not say it, but that's okay.
I don't care. Anyway, he's not gonna be listening
Yeah.
to this
Oh, I'm
anyway.
gonna get demonetized.
Ooh, oh. Anyway, but um, he was very much one of the original ghost hunters, and I've read all of his work, all of it. And I wasn't too fond of the couple, and I can't remember their name off the top of my head.
If you're talking about who I think you're talking about, they're pretty shady.
Sorry, Frank. What? Yeah, the Warrens. I
Yep.
think that they. I think they were not as
Jonathan, excuse me,
honest
sorry.
as they might have been. It's. But again, we're
They had a
back
lot
to what we
heavy
were
Catholic
saying.
overtones into their stuff.
Yeah, back to what I was saying. These paranormal groups that are monetized, we'll say it that way, whether they're on television or on YouTube or on Netflix, okay, have to produce something.
Yep.
They have to be over dramatic. They have to give their all for that entertainment factor, or they lose their money. Simple as that. I got nothing to
Yeah.
lose. I have nothing to gain.
Yeah.
And you could take it or leave it. What I've experienced over time is some of it's just been boulder dash, and other parts of it have been, holy crap, this is the real deal.
Yeah, we really have to think about the numbers. If this sort of thing was at a certain point, it would become not only common knowledge but an actual science to the point where it's literally like part of a kid's regular curriculum in school. We're only going to see, fractions of a percent of real deal, real phenomenon. It's one of the rarest things you can find.
Yeah.
Otherwise, over the thousands and thousands of years, it would have been explored more and codified to the point where, everybody would know about it.
Well, and the average person's scared stupid of it. Seriously.
Well, the average person is just
something like
stupid.
that happened. Yeah, well,
You're being too kind.
but the average muggle is
Yeah.
as Nathan likes to call them, is not educated to as far as even what they might believe, let alone something out of the ordinary. And these situations, when you have a loved one coming back saying, "Hey, it's okay, I'm all right. Here's your sign," And by the way, what I didn't mention about that, it was an agreed on sign. We were to gather as much energy as possible
Right.
and make as big a scene as we could. Man, that was some big scene. But the idea of this in most households is it's nonsense and don't even worry about it. And that's
Right.
okay. That's fine.
Well,
That's
that goes
what
to
makes your
my
life
point
work.
of the percentages.
Yeah.
If it occurred any more than it does, even by just a tiny little bit, everybody would be talking about it all the dang time.
Well,
And I think it can't be allowed to go beyond a certain frequency of appearances. It's got to be so rare to keep it. If everybody knew this kind of thing, it would change everything.
well,
The way we live, our lives, from country to country, not just here in the States. If everybody knew or everybody believed it or whatever, it would become essentially its own religion or parts of religions that as we know, most religions stay the heck away from this sort of thing.
Well, during
Yeah.
the Victorian
What
age,
Grim
there
is
was
saying
a
in the
great-
chat room.
Go ahead. Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Sorry. Grim is saying, I'll bet you have gotten a few EVPs on your show, Nathan. I listen with headphones and I hear a lot of odd things. Yeah, one show
Yeah.
I was on Raven. I was on your show, Raven, and your person on that
Yeah.
end said that they heard a kid talking.
Yeah.
That was Cindy.
Yeah. Yeah, Cindy. She was here. She had to take off, I guess. Because I've got 7 whole people
Yeah.
in the chat.
Well, you know,
Yeah,
And,
and then she really
Yeah,
flipped
I'm
when I
sure I've
told her
gotten
that
some stuff too.
you have this little boy ghost.
well, what I was trying to,
She was
to
like,
bring
"Oh my god, I
back
think I
to
heard
you,
that."
though. Yeah, I've heard
Yeah.
some of the weird stuff in
Mhm.
earphones too. There was
Your
a
phone's out
religion
tonight.
all around it for a long time. There was
It's making demonic sounding.
spiritualism during the Victorian age. It was
Mhm.
just a phenomena, just as much of a thing as say Lady Gaga. And the psychics
Yeah.
that were
Please, I
involved
just
in that were debunked, found to be fakes. The some
The
of the
ectoplasm.
Oh, yeah, the
Stuff.
spiritual
yeah.
movement.
yes, exactly. You know, so it was a religion,
Right.
and I think it got squelched because it garnered an awful lot of scamming and fraud and the rest of it. You know, and it's that sort of thing has
And
plagued any legitimate psychic or medium right along, because
Right.
how do you know who's who? Well, I
Yeah.
can tell you who's who. The person who tells you everything that they know from a tarot reading, that they have heard from their tarot reading, and doesn't say, "Oh, you need to come back next week for the rest of it."
Right. And there was a big
That's
resurgence
an
of that.
honest person.
There was a big resurgence of that during the 60s and 70s as well. Graham,
Yes.
don't worry about it. Chat all you want. We will all catch it, and I'll try and bring them up on the screen. But don't ever feel like you're talking too much, dude.
You're barely ever here. You can't talk too much.
Yeah,
I'm
Yeah,
about
there's no
ready to
such
bring
thing.
you on.
No kidding. Graham's actually done some pretty extensive paranormal investigations back in the day.
Mhm.
So yeah, anytime you want to jump in, be my guest or
Yeah.
be Nathan's guest.
Yeah, let me.
That
I'm going to go ahead
feeling
and
has
say it. Once
gotten
you've been doing any kind of. Huh?
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Lynn.
No,
Okay,
yes.
I'm going to say this to everyone listening. What? What's going on, Lynn?
I didn't say anything.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was it you?
Okay.
Oh, it's Frank. I'm
Um.
sorry. I think you heard Frank.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Well, what I was. Once you get into this stuff, you start finding it everywhere. When you investigate, when you're interested, you read the books, you keep a mirror, you keep a crystal. You start seeing it everywhere because you start detraining yourself, unlearning what you have learned, and you start realizing what's really going on around you. We've covered this as a basic for us.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, it really is a basic for us here. And most of the people listening, that once you stop disbelieving and only thinking with what people tell you, you start seeing what's really there. And that's when things like shielding become an issue.
Yeah.
And
Well,
you need it because you're detuning your filters to stop living in, for lack of a better word, the muggle world
Yeah.
and into the real world.
I think
Okay,
one of
that's
the
it. I just wanted a disclaimer
no,
that
you're
like and
you're
subscribe.
absolutely
That
right.
saying, like when you look into the abyss, sometimes the abyss is looking back at you. Have you ever heard that saying?
Yeah, it's from Nietzsche.
Oh
Is
yeah,
it? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And
I've heard it.
it's like
Yeah, if you
once
stare
you,
into the abyss, it looks back sometimes.
yeah, and you never can from that point on. I mean, you can't not see things. I mean, once you cross that threshold, you pick up on it. You know, it's like that
Yeah.
filter's been blown off, and you're gonna recognize things, and
I
you can't
think
put it back in the box, you know, and go back to your muddle way if it's, you know,
you're
disturbing to you.
right.
You just
You're
can't.
right. I think that's one of the reasons why I bring up that it's an obligation to anyone who does paranormal of any sort. I'll say any sort to not only see it all, but when something's wrong, when something's a fraud, when something is
Yeah.
obviously somebody's scamming, is to say no, that's not right. That's not truth.
Yeah.
You know,
Hmm.
uh, it is very easy to get a big head over seeing stuff. Very easy, and it becomes addictive to some people to have that kind of attention,
Oh,
and
absolutely.
it's really important to be able to say to yourself, okay, this is real. This is what I see, and document that thing during an investigation, and also to notate what else is happening. There's a shaking window. There's a heater that comes on that rattles the blinds and the curtains. Uh, there is a mouse who has a house at the bottom of your stove that you might not have known about.
Right,
Things like that.
right. Things
Because
that can appear like
yeah,
something going bang in the night when it's an
Right.
actual like a
yeah,
pipe with a loose bracket that the pressure is causing it to go ba
yeah.
bam, ba bam, ba
I
bam,
I
ba bam.
have a I have a an outside faucet that when it's turned on, all hell breaks loose. And the first time that thing came on, we said, Jesus Christ, what's going on here? You know? And it was terrible. I mean, it was loud. It sounded like the whole house was coming down. And
Yeah, when you hear hoofbeats, think horse, not zebra.
yeah, exactly. Think horse. Um, we looked for that sound for the best part of a month because we weren't about to to credit anything paranormal with it. Although there are things here that cannot be explained.
Oh,
So
real quick. Oh,
yes,
sorry.
no, go
If
ahead.
you can you guys hear somebody singing, or have you?
No,
Because someone was talking, Cindy was talking about kids, and my kid is singing some marching tunes in the background, and I can hear him pretty well, but I hope that's not what Cindy was hearing,
um,
because that would be embarrassing.
no, not at all. I haven't heard anything at all.
No, I haven't
I
either.
haven't heard
Nothing.
anything.
It it's interesting when something paranormal does come up, and you know it is
Mhm.
paranormal. I have no windows in this room, but one, and that window is covered two ways because I I need things not to be real bright. I get terrific headaches from bright light, and every now and again I'll see something walk through the room. You know, just and it's got to be a residual because it's always the same direction. It's always
Freaking crap.
the same height. It's just a shadow. And
Hey,
there's no way for anything
hey,
to
hey.
cause it.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Well, no, it didn't have your hat. You're right. It wasn't you. So, but it it has always been, and it looks like a Indian to me, somebody from this area, probably Apache,
Oh,
and very dark
I was thinking
skin.
Pakistan, but okay.
No, Apache, and it he comes through. I don't know, especially during the turn of the fall into winter. During about a month at that time, you will see him all the time. You will smell campfire smoke. That, and I've gone outside to see if somebody was burning outside. No, it's just in my house smelling a campfire.
Well, wouldn't you hear them?
No, not a sound. Nothing. It's as quiet as it can be. But and there's nothing like an acknowledgement of my presence. So I figure it's a residual. It's just something that happens at that time. It's a memory of the probably not the house. It's more likely the land.
Mhm.
So
Now, that's why I was asking about the construction of Raven and Nathan's homes.
yeah, this house has been here since the 70s. There was nothing here ahead of that. This was all desert, and it's high. It's high up in the mountains here. There, of course, there's more mountains to our east, but the this area is up above the the rest of the valley. So it wouldn't surprise me to have somebody who passed through here a lot. The hunting here would have been pretty good, I think. So, you know, it it's just an old Indian, but he's not the only one. There's
Mhm.
animals that come through here all the time. I have three of my own. At this point, I have two white dogs, and they're white on purpose because the animals that I see are dark animals. I've got a black dog that runs through, and a black cat. So, and I've asked the lady that lived here before that's selling me the house, you know, what's with the animals? And she has told me, she says, well, she says, we did have a cat for a very short time. It was a black cat. Okay, there's our black cat. And I think the black dog came with me because we had a black lab that we very much loved. So I think it was her. And what's weird, and Joe will confirm this, sitting in my living room, he had a head come up underneath his hand to get a pet. And he petted a dog. Except there was no dog there. I didn't have a dog in the place. So
Wow.
it's, yeah, it is. But you know, I that happens with animals too. People are more concerned about it happening with another human being, but I think animals don't leave, and particularly not ones that have been well cared for and well loved. No,
Yeah.
it's not at all uncommon for me to see a certain Jack Russell Terrier come screaming through here. So, and she's been gone for about 5 years. It's weird when you have paw prints on your ceiling. So, that's a Jack for you, though.
Grim is in the chat saying Indian stuff is common to see here in some places, and I replied, "There's a place near here, formerly a Revolutionary War outpost, Fort Blunt. They call it Fort Blount. Very haunted, rumored to be cursed by natives that were slaughtered there 200 years ago. There was some kind of battle that went on, but it was Revolutionary War, so it's pre-Union, pre-records, and it's
Yeah.
hard to get a true account of it. But no one will go there.
Yeah.
No one will hang around there. It's right down from here. It's less than an hour away driving.
That
And
might be
I want to
interesting to
go.
look at. Yeah.
Something I want to do. I got a friend with a Tesla, and he has that. Wait a minute. He has that, person avoidance system built into it, where it shows the form of a person if there's somebody walking or something. Those have been known. Bow
That
chicka
sounds
bow
like
wow. What?
No. He sounds like Frank.
Raven, do you need to take that call?
Oh no, I got no call. No, but he's got one of them cars that has the person detector on it, and it has been shown people have come up. Their Teslas are seeing ghosts as they drive through areas. Well, I want to go to Fort Blount. I want him to take me to Fort Blount, and I want us to just sit there. And I sit out there with the car on, and me with my voice recorder and cell phone, and him with his Tesla and his ghost hunting Tesla, and
Yeah,
he's gonna
take
freak
video.
out.
Oh,
I
Yeah.
will. Oh, I will be.
Yeah.
I will be.
We have a church near here. I don't know what specifically which church it is. It's not in town. It's outside of town. I would say about 10 miles. And that thing is very haunted. And we
Mhm.
came by it one night, and the lights were on. That's kind of strange because there is no electricity at the place. It's no longer used as any sort of meeting place. There is no electric to it.
Mhm.
So it's
How?
lights were on in there though.
Yep.
And I looked at
I have
Frank.
heard
I
of
said, "Just
that.
keep going. I don't want anything to do with it." But that would be an interesting place to go into. I've had people that wanted me to accompany them into. There's a psychiatric hospital there on Bliss, on Fort Bliss, and I had someone who wanted to investigate that, and I said, no, I'm not going to.
You couldn't pay me enough money to go and investigate one of those.
Not to a asylum, It's a psychiatric,
Wow.
and what was there.
No, needed those.
I told her absolutely not, and I had a difficult time dissuading her that I would not. She was determined to do it, and I told her, I said, "You're going to walk out of there with something if you walk in there, and it will go home with you." And I'm like, I don't want anything like that attaching itself to me. And she was too headstrong to listen to good advice. But the
There's
whole
something about
asylum thing.
You can use.
I'm sorry, Raven.
Have you ever heard of quinseed? Or do you know what quinseed is?
No.
Thanks, Cindy.
SEED.
Bye, Cindy. Thanks for hanging out.
Oh. Bye, Cindy.
Bye,
It sounds
Cindy.
like you're saying Quincy, like Quincy Jones.
No, almost. It's like quince seed. Like
Quince?
seeds you plant in the ground. It's quince seed. Quince seed. Yeah.
I
Can you put
don't
the spelling
know
in the chat?
what is the
The
reference
lady that
to it.
okay, the God, I can't think of her name now. So she does they did that TV series about her, um the psychic lady that sees dead people, and they did a whole couple series on TV. It was a really popular show. Come on, what is her name?
Queen Bee?
That's right on the tip of my tongue. Huh?
Queen
What?
Bee?
No.
New York?
No. Ohio.
Gee.
I have her books too. I can't even. I just drawn a total blank. Okay, anyway, what she said to use was quinseed. If you can put quinseed in your pocket, and she always just put it.
I
Put them
think
in
you
your
mean
pocket,
you
and
mean as a warding herb to keep
it will
spirits
ward
off.
you. Yeah, nothing can attach to you if you carry this little packet of quinseed. It's
Mhm.
like QUINSEED, something like that.
Right. I haven't
And
heard
she
of
always
that specifically, no. I've heard of other
she
things.
advises all the nurses that work in the trauma, especially in the ER, to carry those on them every night, so they don't have
Yeah.
something following them home from the
Yeah,
emergency room.
and
Same
yeah,
thing.
no, that seems like a reasonable thought, and it's basically it's a protection charm with intention.
Yeah, it's
I've heard of different. There are different herbs that are used in that way. In the desert Southwest, they use turquoise on the doors to prevent spirits from walking in. So, and they
use
put
what?
it on the windows too. Turquoise paint.
Right.
Really?
That's what a lot of the turquoise jewelry is all about, to
Mhm.
guard you against the spirit's anger against just floating around.
Really?
Right. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I have a number of pieces of turquoise, and I do wear it, particularly if I'm going to mess around with an investigation, or even somebody who's thinking that they have something on them. So, like I said, I don't want that hanging around me.
Yeah, me neither.
And yeah, it's a good protection, but it, like all charms, it has to be charged with intention and purpose. You know,
Yeah.
um,
No.
we were talking last week about quartz, and or a week before last, I guess,
Yeah.
and I got to thinking that I didn't have anything to go around my neck in quartz. Just don't have it right now. And I said, well, I got to remedy that. And I ordered a piece of quartz for a necklace. And lovely moon with it's a tree of life is woven around it as a finding. And I've worn that quite a bit this week and felt calmer than I have for some time. So very upset about some things that have been happening here. And I put that on and instant, but I charged it first. And I said, this is your purpose, protection. And of course I looked at it with our handy laser pointer, and it's so thick with energy, it moves against itself. It is that thick. I'm
Hmm.
like, hey, yay, you know.
You can see some really weird effects that should not exist when you do that.
Oh
It
yeah.
is physically inexplicable. When you put light through a quartz, you it shouldn't work the way it works, but it works. And it's just, that's why I say quartz and crystals in general, but particularly quartz, are our quantum walkie talkies that we can
Right.
use to each other.
Well, I put it that intention, and you don't have to just use one intention. Quartz is
Right.
perfectly happy to work for you however you need it to work. And
Yeah.
this lovely thing looks like a quarter moon, on a chain. Frank, may I have water? And it as thick an energy as that is, I wouldn't want it just to have one job. I think it can handle a couple of jobs.
Oh
So
yeah. The only reason I make quartz do one thing at a time is not because the quartz can't handle it. It's because I can't keep track.
yeah,
That's the only reason.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It takes a certain amount of concentration to set that off. But once it's done, it's done. It's not something you have
Yeah.
to. If you have something really horrendous happen to you or tremendous, it doesn't hurt it to be recharged. And of course, with us, that means a moonlight bath and maybe a salt, underneath of it for a day or two. But that's really all a charge is just to clean it up and if you were talking about a computer, we would just be talking about setting it back to default. You'd have to
Mhm.
recharge it, of course, but you would need to. Is it dancing?
What's it supposed to do?
When you look at it, it should look like a whole bunch of little things just wandering around in there.
Yeah.
Branching
All at
out,
once.
dancing around.
Mhm.
Hold it against it. Hold it against
I
it
got
to
it.
where,
Right on
yeah.
it.
So where it's
Yeah.
not moving around.
Okay.
You're not moving it. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
You should see
there
it.
you go.
You should see it. Just looks like molten lava in there to a certain point, where just a bunch of brilliant light dancing around in there. It's gorgeous.
That is
That's a
weird
pretty
how
piece, by the way.
some of the reflections, like there's something way up there at the tip.
Looks alive, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
no, I have
That means
read
it's real.
that they have consciousness. They're like first dimensional consciousness.
Yes.
Okay.
That of course has.
Forget
That's
what you, Raven, forget what you have read. What are you doing right now? That's what you can verify. Look and just look at it.
Yeah.
For
See
real.
it dancing
I've
in
read a
there?
whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, see, what have you got in your hands right now? And that is
Right.
what you're doing it right now. You don't need a
Right.
book or a story or a tale to tell you what's going on with it. You got it right in front of you. Just
Yeah.
like me, haunted house. I don't need nobody to tell me about it. I'm living it.
Yeah.
Cemetery,
Exactly.
house,
Living the dream.
church.
Yeah.
It's one of the fun things about things like gems and quartz is that they are a blank slate. You write on them what you want to be going on with them, but be very careful because it does reflect back to you. You don't want to send it
Yeah.
out with any ill purpose because ooch, you'll definitely suffer if you do.
Yeah.
But
Definitely.
use those things for things like a money draw. It won't be a terrific amount of money, probably. I've never seen a rich witch, but
Me
you
neither.
know, yeah, you know why we're not. We keep giving the stuff away, so or we buy a bunch
Yeah.
of quartz and crystals. I don't know. We like our toys,
Yeah, that
but
too.
but it it will get you the thing that you need. And if you don't, if you're asking for $1 million, you better have a good fine reason for having it and a very specific purpose for it. Right down to the last T and
Yeah.
dotted I,
Yeah.
because that's that's manifestation. But things like quartz, well, it's like if you're ill, if you're sick and that you're not feeling well, you need to get some of your energy back. That's a good place to start. Grim's got ice cream. I'm in trouble.
I am.
I already had my ice cream. Gotten some nice
No,
ice
that's
cream
me who's
earlier.
got the ice cream, Lynn.
You
That was
you
me.
you've
That
got
was
it.
me. Yeah,
And
I had to take a rocky road break. Sorry.
oh no, okay. Rocky Road, huh? Mine was black cherry.
That's good too. That's
Oh
good too.
yeah.
I've never met an ice cream I didn't like, but then again, I've never tried pistachio. It sounds weird.
You've never had chili ice cream, have you?
No, no, no. But me and chili,
Oh,
we don't. Well, it depends on what kind of chili.
uh, well, chili, green chili is
chili
a
ice
Yeah, yeah.
cream?
ice cream. Yeah, custard. Is a flavor at a place is called Cliches. The word cliche here means mud. Okay, and it's a bright red
Hmm.
mud,
Okay.
and they they named their ice cream shop Cliches. It was Scoopies for years, and they renamed it Cliches, and that one of their specialties is Hatch green chili ice cream. So I tried it.
Oh my
And
god.
it's a little on the
Yeah,
spicy side, but boy,
wow.
is it good. And I've never met an ice cream I didn't like either. So it's not something that you would want an awful lot of.
Yeah, I'm far too gringo for that.
Yeah. Cool name. I'm not sure what he means, why that would be cool. It's just Linen. Well, Frank says it's a green chili ice cream topping. So it's on like they have a very specialty custard, vanilla custard that is just once you've had that ice cream, it's got to be that. It has just
Oh,
that good.
custard. Yes, there's
Yeah,
a custard place here, and now I don't want ice cream. I want the custard. It's
yeah.
so
That
smooth and creamy.
it's
Yeah.
it's just like swallowing silk. It's just that
Yes.
good.
Yes.
So there it
This
is.
is
Yeah,
fascinating.
Storm is reminding me.
What do you got there, Raven?
Got a
She's
quartz here.
checking her quartz with a laser pointer.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
it doesn't dance, it's not real quartz. It's a grown quartz. They don't have the same soul that
No, they probably
the
don't
natural ones.
have the same. They don't have the same spiral. Apparently, quartz works really good for healing with the human body because of
Mhm.
the helix of our DNA is like 33 and a third, and the atoms with quartz are the same 33 and a third.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. I didn't know that, but works.
Um,
I simply, when I was coming up in craft, a lot of the stuff that I studied was in the crystals and gemstone healing And there's some of them are very specific for specific things, specific ailments. So
Yeah.
it's like you wouldn't
And
want to treat cancer with a ruby because it's a firestone and it will excite cancer and
it'll make
make
it
things
worse.
not good.
Yeah. Right. I was into
So,
crystals before they became popular. When I was little, that's all I wanted to do was just look for crystals, find crystals. My mom knew some lady that was in the Rocks and Minerals Club. It was just a
mhm.
bunch of retirees that have this club every month, and they let me join their club. So here I was, like 7 years old, and
Yeah, but you
so I
found out a
learned.
lot about it. One of the things that
I
I
know. I
have,
felt like I was
and
in a
I
whole.
have rocks too, and one of my favorite things, I have a fossilized wasp nest and a
Oh
fossilized honeycomb.
wow! Oh cool,
Wow.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
I would love to see
and
that.
it's a powerful little thing. I don't bring it out too often because wasps are, of course, the wasp sting, and
Hmm.
if you bring that out, you have you have intentions for it that are on the side of justice. That's very important. And bees, when you bring that out, since it's a bee's fossil, a bee's honeycomb fossil, it's more in the nature of healing because the bee's honey is very healing, especially like
Right.
Hmm.
Manakua. I can't think of how to pronounce it.
Well,
Uh,
not to mention this stuff stays good for, literally ever.
yes, yeah, it's a perfect food. It when you bring out a fossil like that one,
I don't know
and
about
for
perfect food. I had a
magic, for
really good
purpose.
burger today.
I'm sorry.
I don't know about perfect food. I made a burger today that was out of this world.
I'm all for a perfect
I'm
burger. I'm very much a carnivore. It,
Amen.
there's certain fossils. Uh, if you understand what it is you're doing, can be extremely powerful. So
Like
it
which
really
ones?
depends on what kind.
Yeah.
Manuka. Yes, yes.
Manuka. I've heard it pronounced Manuka.
Uh, Manuka. That makes
Manuka.
sense. Yeah. Okay. I don't think I've
Oh
ever
my
heard it
goodness.
said out loud. So
These are
I've read about it. What you got?
squid,
Hey, is that
and
Jack?
the nautilus, and then these long things are squid.
What is it?
Is it Jack? This is a nautilus shell here. Oh, there. This side here.
Uh huh.
There. And then these long things up here are squid.
Squids.
And these come from
Wow. Cool.
Wow.
squid, prehistoric squid. There's a name for this nautilus shell. It begins with an O. It's like, I don't know, 13 letters long. I can't ever pronounce it right. But they there's like a, I don't know if you can see here on the back. You can see the stripes where they were mining and cutting it. But there's all these other little fossils.
Oh
And then
yeah, there's a bunch
That's
of them.
pretty cool.
This comes from Turkey, and it's like several hundred miles above sea level. So this at one point was the sea,
Underwater.
and then the sea rose up
Underwater,
and made
yeah.
the mountains now, and that's what they get these in the mountains.
Yeah.
Hey, Raven, don't drop it.
Stop that. Don't tell her that.
Yeah, Mark for sure.
Hey,
Yeah.
Graham, if I
I had
fed you a
really-
burger, you'd never get it.
Are you into smash
What?
burgers? Those
Never heard
darn
of them.
things are good. Well, it's basically a flat hamburger. You just smash it down onto the grill, cook it, flip it. It's just as flat as a piece of paper.
Mm.
I've heard they're
Yeah,
good,
I need
but
like
I don't
4 of
know.
those.
Yeah, if I'm gonna start that, I want it all. You
Mm,
know,
that makes me hungry. That sounds so good. A good
excuse me.
hamburger. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good hamburger sounds wonderful.
I didn't claw my way to the top of the food chain to eat
Yeah. You want one
salad.
too?
I'm just not gonna do it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
love it. That's
sounds
funny.
exciting.
Yeah, it's just about as exciting as a piece of cardboard, as far as I'm concerned. It's a good steak, heck yeah, man. I know it's probably sacrilege to a lot of people, but the idea of a plant burger just
Yeah, I like.
absolutely nauseates me. So,
Yeah, I mean, I now I
Why is
love my
everybody got so
spinach.
super
I'm sorry, what? Say again, Raven?
I love my
good?
spinach. Go ahead, Raven.
No. Go. You love your spinach. Please continue. I
You like
didn't.
spinach.
Okay.
I like, once in a
Okay.
while, I'll eat a vegetable just because, well,
Yeah,
it's
but
on the
not.
table. I'm
I
hungry.
won't do only spinach.
Yeah,
I'll
no,
have it on a hamburger or a cheeseburger or something
exactly.
because I don't like lettuce. I want to actually get some kind of nutritional value from eating greens, and spinach is the way to do it.
Well, there's arugula and some of those. If I have a salad, it's not going to be iceberg lettuce. It's going to be arugula. It's going to be spinach. It's going to maybe some kale, but the lettuce has nothing to recommend it. And I like a
Yeah,
tomato once in a while.
it's like water.
Yeah, but vegan, no. No, my animals would never forgive me for that. You know, my dogs like to crowd around me and beg for a bite. I just for a joke on one of my pups, I handed him a piece of lettuce and he looked at me, he had the thing in his mouth. He looked at me like traitor, you know. So, he put it
My
down
cats will
in
eat
my
lettuce.
shoe. In my shoe. He put it in my shoe. That it looked at me like, where's
You're
the
sure to
beef?
find it
You
for
know?
sure.
Oh yeah, I found it all right.
Wow.
He looked like old Gertie, and where's the beef? You know,
Wow, that's going back a ways.
it sure is.
Oh yeah.
Of course, she's gone now.
Okay, y'all. It has been 3 hours
Oh my god.
for the next hour. And I'm going to go ahead and call the show. Don't hang up. Don't hang up. We can
Okay.
go backstage.
Okay.
If you have to go, but don't hang up. But I'm going to go ahead and end the broadcast.
All right.
And everybody in the chat, thanks for
Okay.
joining. Hope you have a happy Easter today.
Yeah.
And
Thanks for joining us.
Absolutely.
yeah, thanks for coming in, everybody. Bastille Longborough. I didn't see you before. I see you now. And Grim and Storm and Shadow.
Grim.
I believe that's going to be
That's Frank.
Jack. Yeah, Grim too. Oh, that's Frank. Oh,
Good to see
Frank.
you,
Yes,
Grim.
Okay.
it's Frank.
Yeah.
Uh huh.
And we
Yeah,
got
yeah.
Glad you're feeling better.
who all we got?
Yeah, he's had Storm and Shadow for
Had
years and
Cindy.
years. Cindy has
Okay, I
had gone
forget
ahead and gone
names.
home or
Cindy
gone to bed.
hung up already. Yeah.
Okay. And like
Yeah,
a lot of
Great
people
show.
have
I
come
called
and
it a night
gone
a while
tonight.
ago.
And be sure to subscribe and
Yeah,
like on YouTube, please. It helps keep us stay alive.
like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Right. All Mantis people are welcome to come on. If you have if you need a computer to connect, I got you. Just contact me. I will leave one for you to pick up. But it's up to you to be able to run it, because I know our technologies are not quite compatible. But all
Not yet.
off-worlders are welcome
Yeah.
in perfect love and perfect trust. Don't
Right.
come in here
Yeah.
acting a fool. That goes for
No.
humans too,
Yeah.
and any earthbound anything. But
Dude, Justin already left. He's not going to get that message.
Grim is saying to be
But
sure
I
to let
want
him
to.
know about something that you were talking about. So you might want to remind you.
Take care, Grim. Give the family a hug for us.
Okay, yeah,
And
I will. I got your email, Grim, and I will be on. Oh, I got your email again. Yeah, I haven't read it yet. I can read it in a minute. I will get back to you. Everybody, thanks for joining. Like and subscribe. Keep it quantum. Have a good week. Have a good rest of the night. Keeping
So
it
long.
quantum.
Happy Easter.
Out of here.